And we should be live. What's up,
Okay, I'm out. See
everyone?
you, bitches. No,
This kind of impromptu stream. I wanted to stream about something, so I said, "Fuck it, let's just stream." No, there's a couple things I want to talk about today, and I know I don't have a streaming schedule. I probably need to do that.
No, it's always good to say you're gonna stream like
Random.
sometime within the week and let the fuckers figure it out. If they're loyal, they'll subscribe and you know keep track of shit like this because there's like notifications that do pop up. I mean, you probably put it up there on the Twitter somewhere saying that hey, I got a stream. I mean, don't you have
Actually,
that
no,
Actually,
no, I haven't done that today.
You should do that, and then you don't have to worry about making.
I just did it.
Okay, there. So once that's done, you're good. You're good.
I'm still learning streaming, folks. Nah, I just my schedule's so fucking chaotic. I don't know when I'm gonna stay over from work, so there's no sense in making a schedule that I'm probably gonna end up breaking.
Correct. I mean, do a Metokur thing. He just puts it out there at random. It's like I might stream on this day. It all depends. And then boom, we get a gym stream, just magically.
Yep. And just like last time, this is on subscriber only mode. Like I said, I'm trying something with subscriber only mode. If you're here watching streams because you like, you should be subscribed. See, right there, we got a dragon up. He's chatting. But he's also modded. He's also modding, so I don't know.
God, I don't know if I like this. Dragon in control of the moderation area. That worries me. Yes, he worries me. Never know what he's about to do.
Yeah. Super chats are supposed
Dragon with power. Yes, it's scary. Scary dragon with power. Sorry.
Super chats are supposed to be enabled, but I haven't figured out how to bring them up. So it says it's it says it's super chat ready, but
yeah. He's got the banhammer ready.
I don't see the little deal where you can super chat. So
okay, so super chats comes up in your studio screen, I believe, if I remember correctly.
No. I logged into one of the other accounts, jumped in, and it's not showing for the chat. So that's what I mean. It's not on the channel.
It's probably a thing that you haven't turned on. I mean,
probably. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. Anyways, a couple things I want to talk about because I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this. Is the SSSniperWolf Jacksfilms thing. I probably need to go ahead and update let's see, SSSniperWolf and Jacksfilms. Who the hell comes up with the name Jacksfilms?
Because he's Jack and he's filthy. And you can't use filthy for whatever reason because it's been used multiple different times. So film. Pretty close.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's my logic. That's my take. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
All right. But I figured we'd talk a little bit about that. Actually, me and Rogue's not actually talked about this in private, so I don't know what his stance is. He might know what my stance is from reading some of the stuff on my Twitter.
I haven't paid attention to all of you twats. That's the beautiful thing about this conversation.
You're not paying attention, Rogue.
Yes.
You should be paying attention to me, damn it.
I should, but I mean, I have life and I have my own plots that I've got to deal with. So, I mean, really, it's limited amount of things. And if I engage with half the shit you engage in, I don't think I would have a life.
Yeah, I just engage with it because I was bored at times. Like, I'll talk about this, or I'll give my 2 cents, and I poke the hornet's nest, and then it settles down because people they'll come in and morph and leave.
Yeah, but that's normal. Moral faggotry kind of hits even within the YouTube genre. I mean, realistically,
Yep.
let's be real.
But I figured we talk about that. We talk a little bit about YouTube TOS. Maybe a little bit about AI. There's not been anything new to pop up except for being inundated with Native American art from you.
You're welcome.
It's like, I gave him inspiration. This ought to be bad. No, I've seen a couple of trips you've done, and I see you've been kind of criticizing AI art and criticizing actual art, and you've been taking kind of like a dual pronged stance,
Look,
for and against on both sides.
yes, I see the potential of AI art, but I also hate where it is currently because it's very problematic, and it feels like it's being done by a preteen. It's all over the map, and my greater issue for AI art, and I do like the factor that one aspect that the piece is original, but every time that you want to update it, it's always a new original piece that makes it either better or worse. It's not like you have control on the direction that you'd want. It's the same thing with AI writing. It's like,
It's more of a dice roll than anything else.
yes, and I would like to have a little bit of control on that factor, and if I had that ability to kind of adjust in certain areas, that'd be great. But
I know
I've
what.
got to deal with.
Well, I know what Shadowversity's been doing. He's been saving renders, taking pieces from them, splicing them together, and re-rendering, and that's one way to do it. But it's also very time consuming, and
It's tedious and time consuming work to do it
but
that way.
I figured we talk a little bit about that, and I think everyone's also reading for this. Reading comments, I figure it'd be a good point just to because I never thought I'd get to the point of having so many fucking comments. It'd take fucking forever to scroll through. So I figured we just take a few comments or just scroll through the comment list and just read them and respond them live.
I love these things of comments to answer questions on the basis of people's autism.
Whoa, hang on. T-Man, where's that? No. You've been using AI art for your ads. Now, come on, man.
Oh
no,
god.
he's actually gotten kind of the hang the basics of it. He's done some things. I think he's also starting to see limitations and what you can do with it. So it's real unique. He actually had a really good stream yesterday.
That's good to hear.
He's kind of in a tough place and stuff like that. I think we've all been there. I've been there plenty of times, especially content creation, stuff like that. Just wait until we all batteries for the machines. Yeah, that's the next step, Dragon.
Didn't
you know that? Didn't you get that memo?
I don't think it. Look, using humans as battery, even the machines should know this. It's a flawed idea. We don't produce that much energy.
Let's see. I can't. I can't. I have the ability to do this. I keep fucking forgetting every time. It's like, say I can't for the life of me get controlling that to walk, and it's pissing me off. Same with me and AI music at times. At times it pisses me the fuck off.
I don't mind.
But no, I figured we just go through and scroll through some of the comments because some of the comments are easier to explain speaking instead of typing.
Explain.
Because I showcased a couple of comments to you, and they give like these off the wall fucking requests, like, "Hey, we want you to do this song with Pippa, but we want you to put these catchphrases in it, and then we want you to splice these videos together and make an awesome music video to this with this specific song cover." I'm like, do you want fries with that?
You are you are the AI guy. You're the magic man, dude.
Dance,
Marky, make it dance.
I've been referred to as AI guy. I've been referred to as the Pippa AI guy. It's like, come on, I'm just Sparky. I'm just a person. That's it.
I know,
But
right? I mean, God.
but no,
Sparky, the
I
AI
figured
guy.
I figured we just jumped right in, and
I thought we already did jump in.
we did,
I mean,
but actually into the topics. We've already explained for people coming in later. Sparky says, "Fuck you, Dragon." I've already got people.
Sparky, the AI god. See, there we go. You've moved up the roster.
No.
I will agree with this there, Dragon. I totally agree with that there, Dragon.
No,
I love that concept.
I hate you guys so
approve.
much.
I
Anyways,
know, but look. Because of people like ourselves, you became very famous in a very short period of time.
yeah, I'm so wondering that was a good idea. But anyways, I want to give this plug out for anyone who hasn't. Go check out the Dragon's Treasure. His website. Go check him out on his YouTube and on his Twitter, and go buy some tea. He needs it. I know he's been having issues getting sponsors and stuff like that, and getting affiliates out there. I'm just gonna shell this shit out without asking for any fame in return. I don't care. I like helping people out like that. So if you want tea, if you want coffee, go try it out.
He does require one thing there, Dragon's Treasure. A little bit of lube goes a long way.
Jesus Christ, I hate you. But anyways, I will have this chat open. So if T-Man, if you want to jump into this, because I know you had some thoughts about Sniper Wolf and the whole situation, and that's kind of what this is. But I'm looking at this at a different perspective. And my stance on this is I don't like neither Sniper Wolf or Jacksfilms for a couple different reasons. Well, I'm more heavily centrated around rules and terms of service and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's kind of inform the people that may not be,
You go ahead and do that if you want.
No, I don't want to do that. You're the one that brought the topic up, so I thought you would want to do that.
All right. So, let me pull this up. It's just better if I showcase stuff.
It does. See, this is where you get to become the more professional YouTuber. I know profession is not our strength, but still.
Oh God, is it really a strength? I thought it was a weakness.
It's
anyways,
something.
The whole situation that was from these two, SSSniperWolf and Jacksfilms. Now, this is not something that started overnight or just this week. Apparently, this has been a long thing that's been going on for a long ass time between these two creators. And it's been for all intents and purposes, a dick measuring contest. I didn't know anything about these two until the whole she docked someone came out and stuff like that. Now, again, my stance. I don't like neither of these people for a variety of different reasons. And people have the right to be mad. People have the right to have their opinion. But I think whenever you go out there and not realize the terms of service of YouTube, what actually happened in the situation, it just ends up being cancel culture in my book. Now, I'll let you explain your side of this, but I'm just going to give a brief example of mine. So, I don't condone anything that Sniper Wolf's done. She's done bad. Putting people's information out there is not good. Anything like that. Doxing, shit like that. Only issues I have, you look up Jacksfilms, his name is tied to his YouTube account on Google. His film studio is tied to his name, Jacksfilms. And his name's tied to his address. So, unfortunately, if you want to go into legal sense, it doesn't even qualify as doxing. It's public information. Either way, it's still a dick scummy move. The other issue I have with this whole deal is it's not YouTube's issue. She did this on Instagram. She didn't do this on YouTube. She did this on Instagram. So if you want to go out there and try to use Instagram's terms of service, and I have not looked at the terms of service, and I don't even know what it constitutes as. But if you want to do this on Instagram, fine. I can see where everyone's going to go and do that. I don't see the purpose of trying to get her off of YouTube when she didn't do it on YouTube. Because as far as I know, YouTube doesn't have a cross-platform clause like what Twitter, not Twitter, like what Twitch does. And as far as I've checked, because I've checked, I can't find it. And even then, it's just not there. And I've been trying to go through and piece everything together and try and see why is everyone so on this? And it's like, I just don't see it. Now, what started this whole thing out was SSSniperWolf is considered a lazy reactionary channel. And I disagree with that one. It is. Sitting there just going through clips and just doing the yeah, stuff like that is
I mean, Sparky,
lazy at best.
If you have the basic look and you can create a good following with a bunch of, dim-witted men that are pretty much easy and willing to give you up money, would you do it?
And Dragon Treasure did bring up a good question, but I don't think the answer you got like. See, they have done things with off-platform behavior in the past, though I can't remember any one specific off the top of my head. Yes, they had. The guy who got demonetized. Brandon or fuck, I can't remember his name now.
There has been a lot of people that have been demonetized, so that doesn't matter.
Russell Brand. That's one that's had something done to him off platform. Now, here's the difference behind this. One, that's demonetization. That's not removal from YouTube. Russell Brand's still on YouTube. He's just not monetized no more. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, when it comes down to it, it's in the fucking terms of service. I don't agree with it with anyone else. But YouTube reserves the right to ban anyone they want or demonetize anyone they want for any reason. They reserve that in their clause. Now, I'm not giving that as a gimme to YouTube. It's just a fact. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their platform. We, the peasants, have just got to follow along with it. It sucks at times. It really does. But my issue I have, and it's watching a lot of these people, go at SSSniperWolf because of lazy reactionary content. I'm sorry. You got Moist Critical. You got Asmongold. They do kind of the same style content.
They do.
And I don't see any of these people going at them. Now, do they do a lot more stuff and a lot more interactive? Yeah, they do. But if you're going to call out lazy reactionary content, call them out also. It's like, that's one of my main deals for this. And the other one is, it's like, again, it's, if she did it on YouTube and YouTube had a clause about not revealing someone's location or something like that, okay, she broke the ToS. But my whole deal is she did it on Instagram. There is no YouTube video. The only time it got showcased on YouTube was on Jacksfilms live stream. That's not her YouTube channel. And if anything, if anyone put it out there on YouTube, it'd be Jacksfilms for showcasing that on a stream. That's not. Yeah, hang on. Let's look here. We got dragons. All right, I've got. Thank you, Nat. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna throw you a link. If you want to come on, go right ahead. I'm pretty sure Rogue doesn't have an issue.
I have issues. I got lots of tissues.
No. See, go down.
Question is, will I share with them? No.
Yeah, go down to protect YouTube community. Protect the YouTube community.
Oh,
all right, let's go.
Oh no! Oh no! Links being shared. I know, right there, dragon. I could see that. I could see that, dragon.
Sharing of the links. So I got share this. I say go down to, and like I said, I'm open to changing my mind on this. I'm just going off of what I know of and what I've been able to find. So, see, creative responsibility. And what does he say? Go down to protect the YouTube community. Protect the YouTube community.
Oh God.
All right. As a YouTube creator, you should remain responsible both on and off platform and foresee that creators on and off platform behavior harms our users, communities, employees, ecosystems. We may take action. That's the problem.
That's
we may. It's that right there. That word right there just flushes this whole thing down the tube.
Also, we are talking about two parties that had some very interesting controversies prior to this dumb shit that's happened before. So
yeah, because if anything, I can make an argument for Jacksfilms too, because there's a deal about making multiple videos on a user that YouTube would consider harassment. So Jacksfilms has a lot of videos about her. Actually, it's not even this channel, it's another channel. It's dedicated just to her. So I mean, I can make a reverse argument for this still. This is why I think this whole entire
the reverse card.
Well, this is why I think the whole thing's stupid to get riled up about online.
Don't tweet it.
Don't tweet it.
yes, Sparky. Don't tweet it. Don't actually put that out there in the Twitter sphere, just in case you get unusual people joining in.
Yeah, but anyways, no, this actually kind of goes into the other part of the stream as YouTube's ToS. So, beyond the content you upload, YouTube. Here are some examples of on and off platform behavior that we may consider to be inappropriate and results in penalties. Intending to cause malice, harm to others, participating in abuse of violence, demonstrating cruelty, or participating in fraudulent and deceptive behavior that leads to real world harm. While these behaviors are rare, they can cause widespread harm to YouTube community and potential damage trust among creators, users, and advertisers. Severe violations that cause widespread harm to the community that may have repercussions beyond standard enforcement actions. These restrictions may include YouTube originals and YouTube Spaces experiences. YouTube or originals may be suspended, canceled, removed, and you may lose access to YouTube pop-up spaces and virtual gatherings. Monetization, partner management, and promotional opportunities. Your channel may lose the ability to serve ads. You may also be removed from YouTube select lineups. I don't see banned from YouTube. I don't see banned from YouTube. Yeah, I don't see banned from YouTube.
Yeah, neither do I. But that's what most people want to have happen. So I mean,
no, I can see her getting demonetized. That one I can see happening. I can see her getting demonetized. I don't see her getting suspended or banned. I do not see that happening. And even then, you gotta look at it too. How often is it do you have controversies like this on YouTube that involve a 44 million sub channel and a 4 million sub channel? It doesn't happen.
Right?
It doesn't happen that often. And you can go and look and see how this, we don't know what all led up to this whole deal, and that's the problem. So, have there been back-end communications? We don't know. Have there been? Oh, there he is.
God.
Yep. I want to say something right now for Google, not Google, for StreamYards. You've seen a bridge. I know you've seen a bridge, right?
A bridge?
Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Ball Z bridge. Yeah. You know the instant transmission sound. It's the exact same sound when somebody pops in. But welcome. If nobody knows Dragon's Treasure, go check his channel out. If you come in to this part of the stream, he has really good content, especially when it comes about anime and stuff like that. And he also likes to do streams and express his feelings and his emotions quite well, actually.
I question that, but I'll accept your interpretation, I guess.
Yeah. Well, just go with that.
I'm being generous. But no, it's just I'm looking at this whole deal, and it's like okay, two people online are fighting over each other. There's doxes and stuff like that coming around, and it's like I just don't see anywhere where SSSniperWolf can get banned from YouTube, and I'm really questioning a lot of the creators that's going out there hawking for it. Especially one of the same ones that will cry to the wind whenever somebody that they like gets banned for actually violating ToS.
First of all, let me ask this real quick, just because my curiosity is getting the better of me. You mentioned you don't like Jacksfilms. I know nothing about him outside of the SSSniperWolf stuff.
Oh, right, so he's a controversy kid too. Jacksfilms, like I love him. So he made his whole big thing. If I am correct, he put himself into the same kind of shock jock kind of shit for YouTube.
In 20, yeah. Basically, one of his entire channels. Now, I don't know the entire history and stuff like that. But what I know like,
he does parodies, music videos, sketch comedies. He does the current Ask Jack, Your Grammar Sucks and all that. But I gotta remember when he first started, and I can't remember.
My whole deal with the whole thing is, so before you get to the point of SSSniperWolf going to his house and doxing on stuff like that, before you get to that, the two of these have been having a back and forth pissing match for a long ass fucking time. And I can get his stance. I can get his point of views. He hates stolen content. And he cries to the wind about, people doing lazy react videos and stuff like that. I get that. But you don't turn around and do it to someone else if you're going to sit there and complain about it. Which is exactly what he's done.
I initially had the same issue, but have you seen any of his videos that covered hood in the same way from the JJ Jacksfilms channel?
Well, I get that. The problem I'm having is there's a multitude of channels out there that do the exact same thing. And it's just selectively down to this one. And probably a couple other channels that he's reacted to. And at the end of the day, here's how I gotta look at this. And I look at a lot of stuff from the lens of I try not to come at this at a moral stance. Nothing I do online I try to go morally, because a moral argument is real easy to lose. I look at it like this. In the terms of legal repercussions, and when it comes down to transformativeness and fair use, has they actually went to court for any of these reaction channels?
It
hasn't.
I mean, I get the idea, but I guess for personal reasons, because I've had the go to court thing thrown at me more times than I can count at this point for the stupidest shit. I just don't think that just saying go to court will really do it justice. Even if he's got the several million followers and might even have the money to swing it. But
well, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about just reactionary content in general. That's what I'm talking about, because
okay, guys,
you go ahead.
Guys, the middle ground here. So it's all based on an accusation being thrown out. Jacksfilms accuses SSSniperWolf for doxing him. That's it. It's an accusation.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about reactionary content.
Don't care about the reactionary content. Don't care about it. We're here for the SSSniperWolf shit. So, nitty gritty. We've gotten a lot of YouTubers up with their panties in a bunch because two YouTubers are having some kind of tiff. Right? Now, we can go on to the factor that Jacksfilms was a parody channel to begin with. He had some questionable takes on a few things prior to the beginning of his career. The two of them have butt heads before on the process of he doesn't like reactionary channels that half-ass it. Unfortunately, she makes a pretty good penny just posing in front of the camera and doing the ooh-ah moments. And that's all she has to do. And she gets handed money.
And I think a lot of it stems down to that. I'm not gonna take away from anyone on the fact that yes, it's lazy, and I agree with it. It is lazy. I just don't see where it violates ToS.
And you said you don't want to argue about the moral side of it. In terms of ToS, even if you want to argue about the ToS, I mean, ToS itself, it's not really been a thing that, it hasn't mattered for at least a decade at this point, because they just change it on the fly and retroactively apply things. So trying to ask YouTube of all things to use the ToS,
they don't.
I know it's kind of a moot point, but at the end of the day, there are also rules and agreements that we've got to agree to use the platform. They don't. Yeah, it's a contract. Which is just something that me and Rogues talked loads about off air on different things. And that's a shit thing about YouTube and a lot of these other platforms. We are bound to a ToS that the creators of that ToS don't have to follow.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the best answer to that whole deal is don't use YouTube. That's like the only correct answer to that whole deal if you want the whole thing solved. But this is the real world, and I'm not gonna say everyone, because there will be some people that will go, I'm done with YouTube and go on to something else. But it comes down to like this. It's like, okay, to what line? Who decides? And I'm going back to the reactionary content. We'll go back to the doxing thing in a minute. But when it comes to reactionary content, who decides it's transformative enough? Who decides how much you get to use? Who decides what you get to react to? And all this other good stuff. Because at the end of the day, YouTube relegates that down to copyright. And unfortunately, when it comes down to copyright, it's pretty set in stone. Hey, Crazy Mike. It's pretty set in stone on how to go through copyright something, how to claim copyrights, going through and doing stuff within the bounds of copyright for licensing and stuff like that. But then you also got fair use. And a lot of people mistakenly throw out fair use and not realize that fair use is a defense. So here's the number one reason why I don't like using the moral arguments. And I'm going to use Kyle Rittenhouse for this. I know you know a little bit about Kyle Rittenhouse. That's actually how I kind of got your boost in YouTube a little bit.
Not so much YouTube, but the business itself.
Yeah, the business. So the moral argument to Kyle Rittenhouse that was being made was Kyle cold-bloodedly killed 3 men that night. The
No,
legal
Kyle,
argument to that is he defended himself against 3 men attacking him. That
yeah,
is
but
the inherent difference in moral and legal.
yeah, but my moral argument was always Kyle was stupid enough to put himself in that situation, but
He was, but
he was allowed to be put in that situation by adults for some reason, don't know why, and he was forced into a really kind of questionable drama. Yeah, could he been there? No. Was he there? Yes.
But if we want to play that game, should BLM have been doing what they were doing? No. And if we want to keep
No.
going back,
no.
Yes.
Again,
No.
again, this is the problem when you play the moral argument.
Yes.
And this is why I don't like doing it.
I play common sense argument when it comes down to the moral kind of rationale. You can do the moral grandstanding all you want, but when it comes down to the common sense, which I hate to break it to a lot of people, but I think we've lost it a long ago, in parts unknown. I'm hoping one day it comes back, but we have a lot of different situations here. This one being another one going forward is another common sense situation. Should the two of them interacted the way they did? Well, no, realistically, no. But they ended up doing it. For what reason? We won't know for sure. But it got them a lot of clicks and some angry individuals.
Yeah.
my issue with talking about anything you do with morality, especially nowadays, I'm going to try my best not to get too off the beaten path, but I'll try and bring it back around as quickly as I can.
That's okay.
My issue with talking about morality is that most people don't really understand what morality or principles are. It's something which I've been having, well, most internal and external, because becoming more external arguments with people, is that to boil it down so people can go ahead and strawman this when I haven't actually explained it, is most people don't have morals or principles, they're just lazy.
Yes.
And so they say the things. Actually, we do have armchair morality, armchair philosophy, etc., things of that nature. I've seen a lot in the let's see if anyone bitches at me, at the free speech people who talk a lot about being principled when it comes to free speech. And I have this whole tangent I can go to about the importance of words and being able to say what you want to say on a very strong metaphysical level, about words being the very source of creation of all the things that we say and do. I can get really deep about that. But these other people, they just want to be able to call people the N-word on Discord. Yeah. And so it's like, we're not the same. And so you don't really care about that. You just want to be able to destroy things around you. And so when it comes to these conversations about morality, sorry, go ahead.
No, go. No, it's I didn't mean to cut you off, but you got a really good point there. And I am just as much for the First Amendment as I am for the Second Amendment, as I am for the Fifth Amendment, all the amendments in the Constitution, stuff like that. But with every amendment that we have, there are limits to it. We do not have, even in the Constitution, we do not have absolute free speech. Even though it says it, we don't. There are certain things we cannot do. Because that could be abused in any which way, shape, or form.
My personal favorite for you Americans is that you guys have a hate speech law that's actually implemented on the federal level.
Yeah.
Yet most of you don't know it. It's
also a case of people don't understand where the principle was supposed to lie. With the free speech stuff, it was supposed to be the principle of, like I was saying, using the words to create the stuff around you.
Correct.
They view it as the principle of just free speech. It's kind of like, I use the nonviolence thing. People think the principle of nonviolence means that you never use violence. It should be the principle is that you don't initiate the violence.
Correct.
It's also the reason why I never call myself nonviolent, because I recognize that if somebody else is going to be violent, I'm not going to hold on to the principle of nonviolence.
What's that famous quote from that old movie? Be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Yeah.
No, I get that, and that's to me that falls in the lines of principles.
Yeah. So to bring it back around to the doxing stuff, it's one of those things where it might not be completely explicitly laid out in the ToS, but it's one of those unwritten laws of the internet. It's been around since the internet has been a thing.
I have a question. Since we've circled back to the doxing thing, is it proof that doxing did happen?
She filmed it. She filmed the house. I have not seen the pictures myself, but I've been told from other people who made videos on it that the house and address numbers were shown.
Okay, because I would need to have that kind of laid down first as a good foundation going forward. So if the address was actually cleared, like clear to actually be visibly seen by everybody, did she also include the state? Because from what I get on her end of things, she did put it on Instagram that she was only 5 minutes away from where her shoot was. Should she go visit?
What was she even shooting? I actually don't even know about that.
She was shooting some sort of film. And again, this kind of harkens back to there was something underlying going on between the two of them. Publicly or privately, we have no idea. Most likely just publicly.
It's probably just a simple thing of just him pointing out people like her and getting a channel, because she is probably the worst out of all the people I've seen. So for the record, so this is laid out, and if anybody from my Discord is watching right now, they can attest. All the other famous people, Ozma Golden, Voice Critical, every single one of them, I piss on them as well. So
no, that's good. That's cool. All right, it's like so. At least it's not.
You're in good company, because I'm not an Asmongold fan. I'm not even a Mudahauer fan, or anybody who's in the upper echelon of YouTube or social media in general. They're just regular people who are assholes on the internet. That's it. They have no rhyme or reason. They're all clickbaity. Their level of disdain is just based off of another controversy that they'll be either real or crafted. And we as idiots watching this won't know which is which. So yeah, this is where I'm at when it comes down to my area. I'm kind of neutral to a point. I don't like either side of the equation of these individuals.
Same here.
And I need more details outside of film dude saying, "Hey, I just got doxxed," and Wolf Bitch kind of going, "Hey, I'm like 5 minutes outside of his house. Should I go check up on him?"
Well, that was actually it was two streams. The first one was the I'm 5 minutes away, and then the second one was the house.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, and again, my whole point comes down to this is like, what was it on? I can see the argument being made if it was on YouTube. I can fully 100% see the argument if it was on YouTube. But if it's not, it's like YouTube's even stated to people it happened on the platform, it's out of their control. And a lot of people criticizing YouTube for it, which by all means, YouTube deserves a lot of criticism for a lot of stuff that they've done. But I also gotta see the point of, I mean, what do you want us to do about it?
Yeah, this is
because at the end of the day, it's like, what's next? What's who's the next one to board? Someone walking along just streaming in some random town, and no, let me put you like this, because I could see this being abused, because it's actually been abused beforehand. I don't remember who it was. It was somebody a long time ago I knew in the MTG community and stuff like that. But he was just out IRL streaming and stuff like that. And apparently he lived in a town with another YouTuber that streamed, and he walked past his house and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, I know I'm sitting here streaming and walk past this guy's house, and the guy's like, "Hey, this guy just doxed me," and stuff like that. It's like, where, stuff like this can be twisted around. That's why it needs to be very careful.
If I was to put on my lawyer hat and pretend I was something that was resembling competence,
okay, that's good.
My argument would be, so back on October 13th, before any of this actually happened, somebody tweeted out to Team YouTube saying, "Hey, what's your policy on if a YouTuber doxes another YouTuber?" And it got me thinking that really their entire beef has been on mostly YouTube and a little bit on Twitter. This is the first that I've heard of it being on Instagram related. So I would make the argument that, yeah, she did it on Instagram, but let's not be coy. We know exactly what was going on here. This was a YouTube beef that happens mainly on YouTube. Mm-hmm. She just happened to take it momentarily on a different platform. But it's going to go right back to YouTube anyway. That would be my off-the-cuff lawyery comment on it.
No, you have the right logic on that one. It's just
at the end of the day, there's no lawyers involved with it.
Right?
That's the problem.
At this stage of the game, we're looking at YouTube drama being, putting into the algorithm, being pushed to the forefront because it generates.
Actually, Mike's got a good point about Frank going up to Boogie's house and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, we can go there in a few, but we just kind of go back down to the controversial portion just a little bit. We've got two people who have now created some interesting takes for the algorithm. The algorithm is going to push it. So both individuals are going to be getting more eyeballs to this, as well as anybody who wants to lash onto this drama is also going to get a bit of a push because of the algorithm. So for YouTube, this is good business for them. This is great business for them. This is Jerry Springer level of business. People are interested in the shock shit that happens, but when it comes down to the moral ground, standing of who's right, who's wrong, I don't know. I mean, yeah, she brought it onto her Instagram account, but he pushed it by putting onto Twitter. And then he got his wife to do the other heavy lifting on top of that. Instead of waiting to find out what was going to happen and then going to his law enforcement to deal with that kind of thing, he decided to put it out there. So I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's a weird situation that everybody's in at this moment.
Yeah. I just don't like the weird, because I get both sides.
There's a lot of holes for me. There's a bit of holes. So
I get both sides of the argument, and I really get both sides of the argument. I just can't stand with either side of it. I just can't stand with either side of it. It's like I can't go up and justify what Sniper did, because there's no justifying to it. It's a shit move. Even though what she did, technically, if you go down to the letter of it, I mean, this kind of reminds me of a stream I did a long ass time ago about what is everyone's version of doxing. And it kind of comes down to, like what you said, the unwritten rules of the internet. Like for instance, it's a bad no to DMCA someone, right? But there's legitimate reasons to DMCA someone. If someone took your Dragon Ball video and uploaded it on another channel and try to use the dumbass excuse, "Oh, I'm archiving it" and stuff like that, you have a 100% ability by law to go through and issue a DMCA takedown if they uploaded 100% the entire thing, no changes, no alterations, no commentary, no nothing over it, onto it. But the problem is people get behind that mentality of, oh, it's the unwritten law of the internet. It then gets reversed and used on a person legitimately using it. And it's happened plenty of times.
There's another issue having to go back to the whole morality thing, where the argument of it could be used against you is one that's simultaneously way too prevalent, but at the same time, it keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because people let bad actors do bad actor stuff. Now, for me, I'm a little bit more of a scorched earth kind of guy when it comes to these people. But let me think of how I can properly put this.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
I know I can trust myself to know where to draw lines and whatnot. For example, somebody did a react to my Naruto video, the one that's got 1.8 million views. But it's a small-time VTuber. It has like 10 views by the time I saw it, and he has like less than 100 subs. So I could have followed through and pretended I'm being principled and fought that shit, but no, this is not the battle to fight. So I said, hey, thanks for watching. I just left it at that. Now, if it was somebody like Asmongold, I'd be striking the shit out of that. And if I had a button to press to just shut his channel down, well, finally, somebody does it.
Well, that's see, that's the deal, and that's what kind of draws down to the line of, are you willing to defend that in court? Because a DMCA is just not, and a lot of people don't, and I'm not saying you don't. I'm pretty sure you probably understand it, but a DMCA is the first step in a legal process that YouTube must provide people in the grounds of copyright, and so they can stay in their safe harbor and not get deemed liable for anyone that might be stealing someone else's content. So it's not, and I dealt with this with Divinity Said on the issues that she was going through way back towards the beginning parts of this year. Fan Balance and Chrissy Meyer DMCAing her channels, which were clips at. You can say that a clip channel is lazy. And it's the same argument for reactionary channels. It's lazy content. They didn't do it themselves and stuff like that. But Divinity Said took the clips, ranged them in a way to where it's either in the same clip, another clip, or another video where they contradict each other, inserting tweets and stuff like that within the video, kind of showcasing a double standard or hypocrisy. And those were the videos that were being struck. Now, you go down to it, that's the basic argument when that Sargon of Akkad and Killer Hughes went on.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
That's the basic premise of that. So, what happened with that one? They went to court. And it's when you issue this DMCA someone, you're telling someone, hey, take my content down, or otherwise I'm going to take you to court. It's very easy to counter it. If you feel like that you're within bounds of fair use and stuff like that, you can counter it. And then it's up to you. Okay, your next step, go to court. Are you willing to take Asmongold to court?
No. Even if I had the money, that would be way too much of a headache and all that stuff.
It is. And that's usually what happens with DMCAs.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that you had the access to, a lawyer that's actually really competent, better than what Asmongold could probably generate with his, multi-millions that he gets from ad revenue.
Something relevant. I just sent you on Twitter that's now got me a bit of a pissy mood.
Okay.
But let's. I seen that. It's like, would it be too meta to do reaction videos to a reaction video by YouTube?
Yeah. It's like, you pieces of shit.
But if you had access to a lawyer that's actually really good in that, and it was not going to cost you anything but a bit of your time, would you still continue with trying to go against Asmongold for whatever issues of doxings or whatever that may have caused you?
Let me clarify this. Yes, but at that point, it would not be a case of just me winning. It would also be a case of him losing.
No,
I
yeah,
don't have to
no,
pay
and-
anything.
Yeah, correct. So I mean, there you go. So I mean, and that's basically where it comes back down to. Some lawyers do certain things pro bono. Others, well, they try to do it for the clout, a little bit of clout chasing. There's quite a few lawyers that are on the YouTube that do it for the clout chasing.
Decatur.
Yeah, I know, right?
sorry. Let's say something.
Real quick, are you guys aware of the YouTuber Dark Viper AU?
I've heard.
I'm not.
Oi, okay. Well, I'm gonna be sending you guys a link to his stuff because for the past like 3 years, I think he's been doing a lot of videos. Normally, his main thing is he is a Twitch live streamer for a GTA 5, and that's his main thing. But he also talks about other things, and one of his big topics is reaction content, and he does all of the legwork to the point where I barely have any opinion that's really my own because he covers like every single little possible nuance about reaction content. So let me find his stuff and send you.
Dark Fighter.
All right.
Yeah, I follow him every now and then.
All right.
I have
And
way too many tabs.
I'll take a look at some of that stuff. And like I said, my feelings on reaction content. I've got my own personal stances on, and it's like I told you on your stream yesterday because you asked me, and actually now's a perfect time to kind of reiterate it. It's like because I did have a channel. I'm actually going to be doing a live stream probably sometime soon, showcasing me deleting that channel, getting rid of it for the rest of my life. Yes. Moving on with stuff. Shut up. But no,
privates.
Okay.
It's not like I've been waiting for this for a year.
Just go ahead and click on it. Just look at how many videos he has on it. Like, this man has done the work. And look at the length of the videos as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
I follow him every now and then. Yeah, I've seen his takes. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are kind of. I would kind of question the direction, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, for me, when it comes down to whenever I did my reaction content, it's kind of the same way that I do the AI voices. So like AI voices, I'm only going to use people that give me the okay to use the voice. Metokur was okay with it a long time ago. And Pippa, I assumed, and I know that's bad to say right now, but
why would you assume something like that?
Well, I seen her hashtag Pippa AI stuff, and I clicked on it, and I seen people doing AI art and all that good stuff, and doing some music covers, and she really liked the music covers, and I went to start doing that, and then that's when she found my stuff and reacted to it, and died of embarrassment on stream with the PipkinPippa stuff. So
that'll teach her.
Yeah,
yes.
But no, I have a certain set of rules I do with the AI voices. I'm not gonna make them say something that they want to say otherwise. I'm not gonna use them to attack any other people. I'm not going to try to defend them or anything like that with it. I'm going to do it for these purposes, mainly for music on my end, or
mine's
for
the
what
shits and giggles and to see how far I can push it.
Well, just and really all the stuff that we've been having it do on his end has been stuff that he already covers or is covering right now on post. So we have set limitations of what we put on ourselves to keep us in the gray area and not step on any toes, because stepping on toes is kind of a bad thing. Same thing with reaction content, because I already knew whenever I got into it, people really kind of disdained it and didn't like it. So how I do my react videos for anime, and it was for anime. It wasn't for like, okay, we're going to react to the stream or we're going to react to this YouTube video or anything like that. They were anime we were reacting to. So we usually came into it and spent about 10, 15 minutes talking about either the last episode or the show we're getting ready to go into. Then we go through and showcase the show to a point. So it'd be a 25-minute show or a 21-minute show, depending on the episode. And the only bits of the show that got left in were parts that we said something in during the show. Either a reaction in the show, something that sparked a conversation within it, or something that caught our eye in it. And we started talking during the show. Those bits that are left in or obfuscated, you cannot see the screen. You can see a little bit of the screen. That's about it. And it was muted. So there's no way you can use it as a marketable substitute or anything like that. And then afterwards, we spent, depends. Sometimes I've been 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes talking about the episode after it got done. That's the format I did my reactionary content to. I feel like, to me, that was acceptable. I know to other people, it depends on who you talk to. And this is why I don't hold standards of this is stealing content or not. Because everyone is different when they come to those stances. Your stance on reactionary content would probably be different than mine, would be different than Rogue's, it'd probably be different than anyone in chat or anyone out there on YouTube. So that's an unfair standard to hold other people to. You should never hold people to the standards that you hold yourself to. Unless you're going to hold yourself to those standards and you want to speak out about it. But even then, it still doesn't work out too well. So that's my stance on reactionary content. Now, I have my takes on stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of reactionary channels out there that do a really lackluster, lazy job that could, at the end of the day, be deemed as theft. I'm not going to say that, because when you start accusing someone of stealing, that can be considered defamation. And as we know with network and defamation, yeah. So when you start accusing someone of stealing content, you put yourself out there now. You're accusing someone of a crime. And it can be taken as that.
I mean, all I can say from that point on, better have a good lawyer.
Yeah. So I don't like to make the argument of it's theft. And this is the exact, and I kind of, when it came to like Divinity said, and her DMCA trolls, because I ended up getting a lot of fucking people coming at me during that whole fucking deal, saying, oh no, she's stealing content, she stole this, she didn't do anything, she didn't do any transformativeness. And how I approach the argument is like, look, if you go by these case precedents, basically what she's doing is fair use. However, if the party that's DMCAing her feels like that it's theft, they should have no problem in following the DMCA process all the way through to court. What ended up happening? Nothing. The appeals got filed. Nothing went to court.
You're allowed to accuse anyone of theft. You can't enforce the law against them unless they're caught. Well, I mean, you might be right on that one, but you know, it's still kind of slanderous, kind of labelous.
It's kind of slanderous, and it's just one of those deals. I don't like to do it because I don't want to test it.
Frankly, when it comes to clip stuff, if somebody's trying to DMCA clips, I find that to be incredibly shady, because we all know how clipping those 2-3 hour streams actually works. If you're going to watch the stream, you're not going to stop watching the stream because of a clip. And if you have no intention of watching the stream, well, it's not like the clip is actually doing anything. So for me, it does kind of work differently if somebody is clipping things from a live stream. Because we'll take VTubers as an example. I almost never actually am able to watch any VTuber. The only one recently I've been able to do is Kirsche. And that's because she goes on at 2 p.m. my time. And usually around that time, I'm able to do stuff, like work stuff, while listening to a podcast or VTuber or anything of that sort. But a lot of them are around like 8, 9 o'clock. Usually I try and turn all my electronics off at 8. So, like, I can't watch you guys. And I'm not going to watch a 3-hour stream later on in the day. So if there's a clip channel thing, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it works out because at the end of the day, 2 arguments can be made. And the first argument is going to be against like reactionaries and clip channels. Those people who clip them out or react to them are taking away potential viewers to the original,
body of work.
Yeah, body of work to watch this portion. And they may not care enough to watch the rest of the portion. So the person who's reacting or clipping out is getting the view instead of the person who made the walk. So it's effectiveness, and this is the argument all these people use, it's stealing from them. That is the argument a lot of the people use.
No, I know.
However,
it does kind of fall into the copyright.
It can have an opposite effect. You can have a reactionary or clip channel, clip someone out, and actually, this is kind of how I came across Pippa, was a clip, and it was the clip of her talking about Metokur towards the end of last year, being bummed out about it. And then I found another clip about, Metokur just basically golding her over the whole feet deal. And I thought that was fucking absolutely hilarious. And yeah, I started watching
really
Pippa after that.
You really need to go over to Odyssey and watch Morning with Metokur. Jesus.
I know. I've been slowly trying to watch them, and I've got some.
We got inundated with a lot of different moments of Metokur.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it'll be better enough so we can get more of those moments. Those were the better moments.
But I can make 2 arguments for and against very easily. And a lot signed with a lot of this other stuff that you see online. When it comes down to this whole situation, kind of wrangling back into SSSniperWolf and Jacksfilms, it's an online pissing contest and stuff like that. And my only 2 cents I'm going to give to both SSniperWolf and Jacksfilms is, Jack, make a police report, take it to court for, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't state what,
privacy or
invasion privacy, possibly stalking, stuff like that. But remember, that can also be turned around back on you, because who's making all the fucking videos of SSniperWolf? So it's like, this is something that needs to be taken care of privately, and the 2 of them probably just need to stop and walk away. And to SSniperWolf, I mean, I could give my critiques, make better content, do something else. Don't just do the ooh-woos in front of the camera for a reactionary.
Yeah, but at
the end of the day, I can't force that. So
no, I mean, she is literally an OnlyFans cam girl that is available on YouTube. She's an e-thought on YouTube. I mean, she gets money for being an e-thought. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's stupid to go out on these campaigns and try to get somebody removed from a platform for some sort of controversial thing and stuff like that. It's like the same thing with Quantum TV and Atman. It's the exact same thing with Quantum TV and Atman. That whole fucking deal was stupid. It stemmed from Quantum having a bad shit take on a shit game that caused a bunch of people to have a piss poor fucking reaction, including the Atman, and it escalated. It escalated to a point that should have never gone to.
Did you hear about the continuation of that story?
Oh, I already know about the continuation of the fucking story, and it's still as stupid as day one.
No, I know, but did you catch that little golden nugget missing out for most people? The man never played the game.
That too.
Man never played the game. and he gave a reaction right, so he could get the clicks.
Yeah,
that was brilliant, but also terrible at the same time. This is the reason of why I try not to follow a lot of YouTube drama, because it becomes dumb when you find out the actual truth behind it.
Yeah, but the whole same thing happened again, and it was about Quantum calling his mom, Ant-Man's mom, which in itself was stupid.
Yes.
And a lot of the same fucking arguments got thrown at fucking Quantum for the whole thing, the same thing SniperWolf went to. I ended up having to change my fucking take on that whole deal, because I let morals kind of get the better of me on that one.
Yeah, but Sparky, what was my take? My take was pretty good.
They're both stupid. Well,
yeah,
I know.
Walk away.
Yeah, they're both stupid. You had a little bit more takes than that. What I got to cover on YouTube, but
look, my inner black soul came out and said, "Fuck this shit." Just lay it out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but it's like,
this is a weird thing being a mixed kid. You kind of go, this motherfucker's dumb, and this is the reason of why he's dumb.
And the accusation came out on Quantum that he doxed. He called Ant-Man's mom. He doxed Ant-Man, and it's like, one, he didn't dox anyone. Two, the conversation he had was only his side of the conversation. And unfortunately, he lived in a one-party single consent state, so he had the ability to do that. And two, well, how did he get? He got Ant-Man's name. He got Ant-Man's phone number. He doxed him. And it's like, no.
YouTube gave it to Quantum because of the dispute that the two of them were having with the DMCA shit.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's how he got it. That's how he got it.
No, because I got it too. Because Ant-Man's name is on YouTube Wikitubia.
Yeah, I know, but that's how he got the information. Both parties knew because of YouTube.
Yeah. So it's like, what do you do? Do you sit there banging on a drum for something that's never gonna happen? I see everyone adding to YouTube, and it's not gonna do anything.
Not when YouTube is supposed to play the middleman, the peacekeeper of the entire thing. Kind of go, not our problem. Please take it to a lawyer.
Yeah. Which I don't even know if you know anything about the Quantum TV stuff, T-Man.
I did, but it was a while ago, and I just can't remember anymore.
It's okay.
It's not what for me.
It was a dumb situation that happened. That
I don't care about either of them, so I didn't really devote much attention to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But
hey, I walked in there pretty fresh of the daisy. Sparky laid it out to me, and I pretty much said, "Guy's got to take the L, walk away. He done stupid."
Yeah, and now and they're still kind of trying to drag him back up and drag him because it's stuff between him and his wife, and it's stupid. It's real stupid. But no. Besides from that, let's shift gears because I think we talked about this enough. I think both Jack and SniperWolf need to take an L, walk away. I think people need to put down pitchforks and do better things like make content. And not about this.
Yeah. Good content. I mean, that'd be great. Just bring out some really good takes on some of the ideas that you guys say you have principles on. Just stick with them.
Crazy Mike says if YouTube actually had human monitors monitoring the videos, we had less copyright strikes. Actually, no, because
we would probably have more.
Yeah, we probably have more, and not only that, no one at YouTube actually started enforcing the DMCA a little bit differently now, and now you got to actually have proof of a video, and if it's not proof, they won't. Something funny happened with Leonard French. Leonard French was covering a guy who did vexatious litigations for, I think it was a porno studio that was DMCAing people who, not DMCA, that was going after copyright theft or content theft through IP addresses. Lieberitz. The guy's name was Lieberitz. And Leonard French did a number of videos on this guy because it was public record cases of his court cases, and Lieberitz was a lawyer also. And the last I heard about the whole deal, he got sentenced jail time and had to pay a lot of money and got disbarred and a couple other things like that. That ain't too well for the man. But he ended up issuing like 3 or 4 copyright DMCAs to Leonard French. Leonard French didn't know about it until like a week or 2 weeks later. And the reason why he didn't know about it is because YouTube didn't push the DMCAs through. He knew about it from looking for his email. And basically, it's, again, same tactic a lot of people use DMCA. Somebody's talking about me and, get the video taken down, which is very fucking stupid. But YouTube actually didn't push those DMCA through because there was no proof of anything being stolen. So YouTube has changed how the DMCA process works a little bit. But once you provide that proof, and the problem is, if you clip a video and then you can link to the video, YouTube is still probably going to issue that DMCA to the person because then it comes down to a fair use case, and that's not decided by YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the copyright system is very messy when it comes to, because there's a lot of different moving parts. And that's the same arguments I've used with people on, like when Twitch came at me. And T-Man, thank you for opting to host a debate on that one. I knew he wasn't going to do that.
Who?
Oh, the guy last week. We were talking about AI art.
Mm-hmm. Was it somebody who was on the stream or somebody who was not going to be on the stream?
It was somebody who wasn't. You offered to have a debate or bring them on to talk about this live. I knew for a fact he wasn't going to. He was being very dishonest with a lot of stuff he had.
That guy. Okay, yeah.
He was being very, very, very dishonest, and I showed you proof, and you look for the proof, and it's like, this is not what AI art is. These are AI editing programs. It doesn't change. It doesn't draw a image. It edits an image. Well, all AI are the same, and it boiled down to it boiled down to the fact that he wanted a gotcha. And I knew that's why he was going for like 12 hours before you even commented on that. And I wasn't going to give it to him because, like I told him, it's a legal question. You're saying it's stolen, but these are legal questions that are actually being fought in court. Cool enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be an interesting court case. But it just came down to, it was wanting to showcase this guy supports stolen art. You don't need to be following him or stuff like that because he supports stolen artwork. He's a bad guy. Don't do anything like that.
How dare you?
I can't stand people like that. And the sad thing is I followed him on YouTube for a while, and I didn't take him for that kind of person. But yeah, no, it gets real sticky when you get stuff like that. But along with that, how are you liking the art program, the AI stuff because I've seen on Twitter you showcasing some of the stuff you've done. How are you liking that, and what do you think about that? I know you talked about it a little bit.
Yep, it's probably still too early for me to really say anything, but I am getting better on it, and that's the important thing. Unfortunately, for the past couple of days, I've not been able to because, one, I was working that video, and then after that, I was working on tea-related stuff because there was a shipment that came in late, and I was backed up, and I tried to do a little bit today, but today my mind was just saying, take the goddamn day off. And so
No,
that's what I had to do.
it's a good thing to take some time off. That's always good.
So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be able to do a little bit more with AI stuff because I want to keep my practicing up. I finally managed to get the hang of the whole image to image aspect of the whole thing and how I can properly edit that with the masking, etc. So I'm going to be playing around with that. I just wish I knew how I can fix my damn control nets, because that's... I spent way too many hours trying to make that thing work, and I'm getting some kind of an error message, and I don't know what I can do to fix it. The internet has been no help at all. Other people have had it, but nobody's given a solution.
Hey, try Chat GPT.
ChatGPT.
And I'm not
Yeah.
joking with that one. They've actually got it set up now. Chat GPT. It can assist you and help you with coding, and it actually works.
It does make some errors here and there, but you can build an entire game with the help of ChatGPT. I've watched many YouTubers do this. Some of them already have gaming programming code, and the gimmick was, can we get ChatGPT to build the game for us? And lo and behold, it built a game. Now, yeah, you could ask it some basic questions if you want. You could probably go with better ChatGPT or ChatGPT or OpenAI. There's a couple of other different programs out there that are just solely on programming. I probably will link them once I check my folders and which ones they are. But yeah, I have an AI folder just to see exactly what new changes and what new additions, and yeah, it's an ongoing program systems, and that all doing something slightly different. Hell, I even found one that deals with comic books. AI Comic Book Factory. It's from the Hug Face base. You can build a comic book based off of. Yeah,
that's another thing we could probably talk about, but I'm already tell you my take on the whole thing.
Honestly, the main reason I began to do the AI stuff is because I was trying to make myself a webcomic, but the artist was not able to keep up, and my finances were not going to be able to keep up. And so I wanted to try and use AI to start generating the webcomic, because right now it's in the short story format. It's mid. I'm not gonna pretend like what I did was
I'll be back.
Gonna win anything. Appa, you dumb cat! God damn it!
Appa.
Yep. All right.
Nice. Welcome back, Rogue.
yeah.
Yep.
I should hit about.
You hit about it.
All right. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's a short story right now. It's not really all that special. It because I designed the story to be a webcomic. 4 to 6 panels, and it's stretching that into a whole chapter of something it's not too pretty. So I was hoping to be able to use AI to do that. I'm not any closer to
I've
that.
left a link in the private chat if you wish to look at it.
Is it nudes?
No, it's the AI Comic Factory. I played with it a little bit. I'm not going to say it's the greatest out of all the programs. Still somewhat early. It does have some potential.
Right. And so with all of that stuff that we've talked about, it's almost 8 o'clock, and I still need to take a shower and do my usual log off of all electronics, which I do for anyone listening. Highly, highly recommend the concept of logging off all electronics at least an hour before and an hour after bedtime. I found that it improves everything significantly, even things you don't think it will improve.
I would be content to agree with that, because we actually had a little situation that if we didn't do that would have been nightmarish, and that was Rogue getting hacked and wreaking havoc in my Discord and 2 other Discords.
Obviously, there's going to be exceptions.
There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but
rules is rules. I have principles.
yes, I know, right?
Yeah, no. It's a funny story, but
Oh god. So I get I every now and then I'll get somebody who wants to, say, hey, I'm a developer, please check my game. And I know it's a scam. And because my system is designed the way where it's kind of unhackable to a point, and I say to a point, there's always those moments where I fuck up somewhere. And so they got into my Discord, but the way how they programmed it was quite interesting. So they got the actual 2-access code by just basically you either type in your so they got like a false page. So if you use your QR code, they've got the print of it, so that automatically gives you the password clearance, and all they have to do is change whatever they need to change. Or you can type in the actual password, and that gives them pretty much access to a lot of different areas. But what I wasn't prepared for was a Trojan horse. They put like a little keylogger in amongst some of the actual separate programs that were buried in a couple of files that should have never been buried in the locations that they were. So I'm gonna have to give kudos to that individual. But I don't think they were prepared for my other backups just in case.
Sparky, do you know the VTuber I mentioned earlier, Kirsha?
No, I don't.
You should check it out because I want to see if you'd be able to make a AI voice of her voice. It's a little bit, it's got a bit of a Boston accent to it. It's a little bit unique.
All right,
I could find out for you. I would have to be able to
now
get some details.
Now, when it comes to actual just AI voices, any kind of accent, it might be able to do Boston, because they do have in 11 Labs you can add accents, but the problem is there's certain accents that the program can't imitate.
At the moment, yeah, there's Australian. There's also the Sparky's Lisp portion that does not work in anybody's favor. Let's see. I've got the link. I will listen to this.
But
you can
I can check it out.
It might be able to do it. It might be able to do it. I will clip a few things. I will throw it, and then I will do my due diligence on that end of it, because I'm the one that helps with the whole voicing thing.
Let's listen to this real quick.
No! Please pet the Korsha. Do not dick the Korsha. What is wrong with you? Why are you people like this? It's not for dick.
It should be able to. Now, here's where it comes to like AI scening. Unfortunately, for AI scening, it's going to cover the scener. So any kind of a lisp that the scener has, it will amplify whatever that scener does. So like with Metokur and Freddie Mercury, it really highlights a lot of Freddie's lisps that he has, because he does have certain lisps and certain words of his songs. And it highlights them.
It doesn't help that he had an overbite, but
and that too. And then for me, I can tell you right now, me trying to sing and putting over it sounds
that
horrendous.
was hilarious. That is hilarious.
That is completely horrendous. So it will have the tone of her voice, but it won't have it's gotta be matching to whoever's sung the song. It'll just sound like them singing that song. But
I'm fairly positive she is aware of your work, because she does streams with Pippa a lot, and I'm sure somebody has shared it on her Discord. And so
I'm pretty sure
if you surprise her with it, I think she'll be quite happy.
Yes.
Well, so the thing is, again, it comes down to it, is like I gotta know what she thinks of that kind of stuff. Because I actually went to Sour Grape Summer, and I actually asked her, and she declined. So
I mean, each person has their own take on this whole AI thing. I mean, we've already had this minor argument prior on your show there, T. So
I can ask you if you wish.
I mean, if you want.
That would
if
be
you
the best thing, and then have her kind of go and chit chat with Sparky, or if you can get some actual proof that of her agreeing to the idea, that'd be great. But yeah,
because
it can
in
be
the day that covers
done.
me.
Yeah, it can be done. It's just to what level that's going to be kind of questionable.
Yeah,
but it
so
can be done.
The music, I can tell you right now, it can be done 100%. And it will sound like her. It just won't sound like in her cadence. Now, example, Pippa. We can put Pippa into 11 Labs, and we can get it to read and say stuff in Pippa's tone and cadence when she's being very somber and normal speaking. We cannot get the dynamic at all.
Yeah, the excitement or the they're off the cuff kind of tier of tonage when they go high to very excited to somewhat somber, and that the computer still has issues on doing that, but just as a basic straight read, it could do it. It could do it.
Yeah.
But if you want it to be 100%, that is a total clone of that particular voice, not going to happen anytime soon. We have a long ways to go before that actually happens. So I don't know if any voice actors.
It's very funny. It's very funny. It's very funny when you put p in there for the AI Pippa to say it. It sounds like you got Pippa on some really souped up depression medication.
Yes.
She's on morphine. She's very sluggish and just not into it.
She's up on goofy drugs, and it's going to be a long time before she comes down from them. So, yeah, like I said, straight read, there is no problem. But if you want the AI to be 100% of that particular voice actor character, not going to happen.
No,
not yet. Anyways,
nope, not at all.
Yeah,
but no. T-Man, it was fun having you on. And anytime I'm streaming and you're in chat, you want on and we're talking about something, you want to say something about something, I don't hesitate to throw out links.
He should, but
I don't throw them out in the chat no more. So and I'm probably gonna relegate it down to actual content creators. Because
pretty much what I do, more or less.
He's come across some problems. We'll put it that way.
Your Ron says Tess, what's up?
Tess.
Okay.
Ickles.
I get it there. Okay.
I'll throw this out as well. The upcoming Tuesday at 5. I'm going to be doing a stream with a couple of VTubers. I'm going to be talking about, they're going to be talking about VTuber horror stories. I'm going to talk about various generic horror stories. I'm probably going to talk about my horror stories with Uber, Lyft, and Airbnb.
Nice.
And if you want, you hop on that one and talk about any horror stories related to anything you've done.
Oh, you don't want any of my horror stories. I don't. They're all entertainment related. They're not great.
You talking about on stream or off stream? I'm more inclined to talk about stuff that's off stream. The stuff that's on stream, it's like,
no. I'm talking about. I've had the life of living within, working within a studio that has some very unique personalities, all coalescing with each other. And
actually. There's something I want to answer in chat real quick to Crazy Mike and Euron. I have got a list of words that you cannot say on my channel for reasons because of Drama Horse.
Oh, he's had issues in the past with grammar shit, and which is a reason of why I pulled him away from that and said no more Sparky.
So, what? You're against free speech? You don't like free speech? You're against America? You don't want people to be able to say what they want? Little fascist? Little Nazi?
Go, hey. Go put your bundle back on, Nick Ricada, okay?
Okay. I'll go to everybody. You're literally everything I've ever hated in my life ever. This is the internet. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. Farewell.
All right, you
All
have
right,
a great
farewell,
one.
man.
See you later. That was fun and exciting. Always good
It
to
was. I like talking to him. It kind of has. I kind of feel like I'm talking to like an aristocratic Englishman.
He does have that personality, that canter. But getting back over to the YouTube ties of things, YouTube sides of things. Yeah, no, there's a huge backlog, and we've kind of got him to move away from that, and which is the reason of why he's getting rid of a certain channel.
Yeah,
but
no, I just end of the day, the way it goes, I've got certain words blocked. There's certain subjects I'm not gonna talk about, and I just did that as a precautionary measure. I know people probably don't like it, but it's whatever.
It is what is. It's drama, and we don't do a lot of drama. So yeah, no. Speaking of another stupid shit of drama, the whole YouTube's terms of service.
Yeah. So
I don't see a problem. I do not see a problem with them trying to prevent ad blocking whatsoever. I do not see a problem. It's their fucking business.
So you want to go over into the ad blocking stuff. Got it. All right.
It's the biggest talking point that there is at the moment.
All right,
yeah,
so
there's a few other different areas, but the ad blocker is where they have the biggest contingent, it seems like.
All right, so what you're saying is you don't see an issue with YouTube implementing it.
I don't
either.
They've already had that there prior, but they've never really decided to fulfill on a lot of their terms of services that they put out there. This is the first time that they actually stuck down and kind of went, yeah, no more ad blocker. Great, finally you decided to take a stance on something and be wholehearted about it instead of being wishy-washy about the whole thing, kind of going, well, Jimmy, if you don't do what I say, well now you're just smacking Jimmy around, kind of going, bitch, listen to me.
Crazy Mike says it gave me free warnings already. Apparently got blocked ad blocker.
Yeah, there we go. So but I have no
all right, so I know that's been kind of like a talked about subject, especially by Asmongold and Metokur, all those other big ones,
the autistic people on the internet.
Here's the way I look at it, and it's like, one, I'm not monetized. Now I've got, well, it's not even enabled. I still haven't figured out how to fucking enable super chats, but I've got super chats on the channel now. I just don't know how to implement them yet. So that's a me issue. But as far as like monetization, stuff like that, I'm still lacking like 1,000 hours before I get monetized. So here's the way I look at it. I don't have an incentive for or against, except for those pesky ads. I don't see an issue with people wanting to block ads. I also don't see an issue with YouTube wanting to implement no ad blockers. Because in the day, you gotta look at it like this. It's the same thing happened with Elon Musk and X. We don't own YouTube. We don't own X. We don't own Discord. We don't own any of the other social media websites out there.
What are you trying to say here, Sparky?
What I'm trying to say is we're kind of beholden to the owners or CEOs or whoever pulls the main strings of these companies.
How dare you say that, Sparky? We're supposed to be heavily entitled and demand that these people do what we want them to do. Otherwise, we don't show up to their shit.
Here's the way I look at it. I don't see an issue with YouTube wanting to remove ads. Also, on that same breath, I don't see an issue with people wanting to take the API from YouTube and making certain things with it.
Yeah, they took off of what the dislike button.
Let me reiterate myself real quick on a stance on that one.
Mm-hmm.
If you fuck around and find out by getting suspended a permaban, that's on you.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. No. But there's a lot of different things that happen within the whole YouTube or how social media sphere of things. But I listen to people give up bad fucking takes, bad hot fucking takes, by the way, about certain situations that really they have no control over and should never have control over. Whether a social media business wants you to pay $10 a month to have a blue check mark, to have you pay $10 a month so that you can watch all the YouTube channels that you want for no ads or whatever, or whatever other gimmicks that they want to throw in. That's all on you. You, the consumer, you have the money. You choose whether you want to do that or not. Hell, best thing ever, you, the consumer, can not go to YouTube anymore if you don't like what they're serving you. But most of people don't do that. They're not convicted enough to actually say, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm gone. See you. And look,
That's a consumer's right.
Man, Synthetic Man pretty much nailed it when it came down to things. He's going to give him more money when it comes down to ad revenues. Great. But he may lose people because they don't want to be on YouTube anymore.
Well, that's the same thing with password sharing and Netflix. I'm not gonna. And this is one of the things that drive me fucking absolutely fucking nuts online is like, you should cancel Netflix because of the password sharing, and it sucks. There's nothing good on Netflix. No, there's some good things on Netflix. Violet Evergarden is an anime I love, which is a Netflix exclusive and stuff like that. I like watching it. Yes, there's other places I can go watch it. But, you know, just because you, the individual, it doesn't matter if you got a net number by your name. It doesn't matter if thousands or hundreds of thousands of people listen to you or not, or like your takes or not. It doesn't matter. That's your own opinion. If someone else likes you, Netflix or one of these other companies, and they want, and them and the entire family don't mind paying for a subscription on it, cool. That's their choice. They can do that. If you are the mindset of, oh, I don't, you don't want to give this service money anymore because you feel like it betrayed you and just got all shit content on it and nothing you gotta do or watch or say and, you know, stuff like that. Good. Fine. That's your choice. You can do that. That's on you. I think it kind of goes a line too far when you try telling people, no, you're gonna cancel this because I said so. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of these fucking big talking heads on YouTube and these other platforms do.
Yeah, the ones that the YouTube would give them money. I love that.
Well, I mean, like, for example, we seen with, I don't know if it was Synthetic Man. Yeah, no, it was Synthetic. It was the whole deal with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rags dogging on Synthetic Man about his takes on Kenobi and how bad it was. And it's like, okay, I get it. Kenobi has issues.
Lots of issues.
But they also got a lot of things right within the show. Now, the story premise of it, you know, Obi-Wan having PTSD and stuff, it's kind of like a weird way to take it. I can see it, but it's a real weird way to write a story and stuff like that. But when you go into the lore aspect of the show and stuff like that, I mean, I think one of the highlights about it was the conflict, the final duel between Vader and Kenobi. Now, you could be of two aspects of this one. Vader and Kenobi's last duel was on the Death Star. Okay, fine. You can have that take. You can also go, no, okay, a lot of aspects fell into place that also kind of gave up certain aspects to the story of, last we met, you were the master and I was the apprentice. Now I am the master. You know, you can look at that and go, oh, no, he's talking about the Battle of Mustafar. That's, you know, because that's when they stopped being master and apprentice. And you're going back to that one. It's like, yeah, okay, but if you want to go in story writing premise, Vader had conflicting thoughts about Kenobi, and it was an attachment that Vader still had. And that's how he got rid of it. So there's a lot of interesting takes. There's good things and bad things about the show.
Look,
Do I like the show?
Here's my bigger problem. They made the lightsaber into a fucking bat. It no longer slices and dices. It just bounces off of people's armor at a whim.
Time out. Are you talking about the backstrike on Vader?
No, I'm actually talking about when Obi-Wan is rescuing Leia and amongst all the fucking stormtroopers, and he's supposed to slice one down, and it bounces off the fucker's chest plate.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I had to go back and rewatch it, but that's okay. That's a canonical error then, because Stormtrooper armor didn't. We got Crazy Mike saying spoiler alert. Obi-Wan's been out for God knows how long. You haven't seen it yet? Sorry.
Give me a fucking face. I haven't gotten further.
Okay, if you could, all right. If you haven't seen Ahsoka yet, okay, I'll give that one to you. Obi-Wan, it's been out for over a year. Come on.
Come on, man. Come on. But no. There are a lot of continuity, some major fucking issues with Kenobi. All right.
Yes.
It does. You get to the fucking Night Sister who survives every slice down imaginable.
Oh, the best one. No, the best gimmick I've seen so far is not Kenobi, the YouTuber channel, not Kenobi. And they went through all of the fatal strikes that should have killed people and having Qui-Gon Jinn react to it. And it's like, I got stabbed at the exact same place, and you're talking about the next episode up and that's just fine. It's like, come on.
Yep.
It's like,
yeah, the portable back to take, definitely.
It's like, okay, you know, stuff like that. I get. But what I don't get is like Rags like dogging on him, just shitting all over Kenobi. You know, all right, if you don't like it, if you want to see, it's kind of a two-pronged thing for me. So if you don't like it, actually, this guy comes back onto the whole Atman bullshit. It's like, so if you don't like a show or you like a show and you want to put your opinion out there about that show, that's fine. You can do that. You can list out all the good stuff and all the bad stuff. You can list out all the stuff they got right. You can list out all the stuff they got wrong. Whatever. If somebody makes a reactionary to your video and wants to call you out and stuff like that on it, that's something somebody can do. And if you want to go at that person and do a reactionary on theirs to call all the bullshit on them, that's fine. You can do that. I think it goes a little too far just to shit all over someone's opinion just because you think you can.
Yeah, but that's Rags. He's a political nut job that thinks his shit don't stink most of the time. I'm like,
yeah. And I've got nothing against Rags. I mean, he's got some good takes, but one of the things I don't like is double standards.
Yeah, no, that's the problem with it.
The whole
that's why
thing
EFAP is questionable.
Everything kind of draws back down to the one single thing about all these people or the double standards. Now, if there was a commentary channel out there or one of these reactionaries and stuff like that that just want to give the opinion out there and go, this is what I think, and cover it equally on it, fine. Or even just put out that this is my opinion on this thing, and this is what I think, and left at that, fine. But whenever you want to go out there and try to shame or humiliate or go at somebody for this one thing, like, oh my God, this person has shit take on Elden Ring and stuff like that. Don't have double standards.
Yeah, but this kind of rolls back down to the drama channels. I mean, both of them are within the same vein of 100,000 subs. Just having a shit flinging contest, and realistically, it comes back down to the EFAB group, mostly Rag, doesn't like the take off of Synthetic Man based off of his more conservative type points of views in some directions. He's an entertainment conservative. He just wants things to go back to that has a degree of rationale. He doesn't like half of the shit that's out there. I get it, but he plays it. And it's a demand from his audience. It's the same thing that anybody within this level of the YouTube, you kind of go with a beck and call of your audience. Sparky, you're just realizing it now. This is the thing. You have an audience that demands you to make a bot sing. And
I'm not a jukebox.
But apparently, once you get to that point where you're getting the monies, you are the jukebox. So,
if somebody sends me $100 super chat and says, make Pippa sing this song, I'm going to be like, I'll try. I'll get around to it. I'll try. I'm not going to make any promises. Right now, the stuff I'm doing is stuff I want to do and stuff that I'm able to do.
yes, but
for this one person, it's like, and this would be kind of a good segue once we get finished with this deal. Hang on, what am I doing? It's like, and I'm not trying to shame anyone in the comment section. I'm not trying to do that, but it's like this one.
I will.
Can you have Pippa sing Chip the Ripper's Into Crocodile Alligator? Every time I see Pippa the Ripper song, I think of this. I would call it Interior Crocodile Alligator by Pie the Ripper. Use the original, not the new best from the music video from last year. It's like, okay, I'll look and see what I can do. It's like, I'll see what I can do. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not listening to the song. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know what the musical breakdown of it is. I don't know what kind of a nightmare it's got to be to pull the vocals from it. I don't know how the AI is going to take the analyzing to the voice. Those are a lot of things I take into consideration whenever I do music. I just can't go, again, I always refer down to the Solar's meme. Computer, I want you to make Pippa sing this one song.
But with this particular style, for this particular, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And again, people wanted me to make her sing Pippa the Ripper. No, she's always sung it. She herself has always sung it in a professional style quality that no AI is going to be able to match to. Even then, even if I wanted to make an AI sing it, the song is like Rama Rama. There's too much going on for the AI to put the voice out.
Mm-hmm. But let's be kind of frank on this one. Very, very solid. If a song by a particular artist has already been done, the chances of people doing another rendition of the same fucking song by the same fucking musician by the same fucking artist, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
That's
We're
like
just, it's just like, hey, can you make me some popcorn, but using this other bag of popcorn that's from the same fucking box?
So it's in the same vein of like, okay, I want you to make Garth Brooks sing Georgia Satellites.
He went country. Jesus Christ.
No. It's like saying you want me to make George Strait sing Georgia Satellites. Keep your hands to yourself. Okay. All right. That might sound interesting, stuff like that. Here's the problem. He's already sung that song live.
Mhm.
And he did a lot. I like his rendition of the song better of the original Georgia Satellite song. Could I do it? Yes, I could. Am I going to? No,
No.
because he's always sung it. That's
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah, that's why I kind of go in that vein. Is like going directed to the original artist. If they can't find the actual link, here's the link. Have fun. There you go.
Yeah.
But the demand of, and again, it's like it's the same thing. Like most people trying to get the AI to say certain things in the vein of MisterMetokur. I'm like going, yeah, it's not going to happen because of the rules that are in place, and I have to do a lot of workaround for that to actually work. So I was like, oh god, Garth Brooks singing Tupac. No.
So here's all right, and here's what kind of comes down to the other issue of that. One, Garth Brooks is a singer. Two, a lot of his stuff on YouTube is very copyright heavy.
Yes.
Three, I don't want to be the person that gets sued by Garth Brooks for making an AI of him singing another song.
Just remember, when you do get sued, ask for an autograph.
I've actually got to meet him once in person. And it wasn't as a fan at a show or anything like that. It was actually at a 4-H camp because it was a state district 4-H camp, and he was actually down to picking up his daughters.
Yeah, I've met a lot of weird people. So this is another issue that most people don't fully understand. When you're dealing with a lot of obscure copyrights, you could get around with it. But if you're dealing with something that is heavily controlled by labels, you're fucked.
The Freddie Mercury thing was...
It's an obscure label. You can get around it. It's not a great...
It's obscure. Now, if he was to do this like about 20 years ago, it's a little bit different back then.
Yeah,
well, hell, even 20 years ago, you look at it, it's like, Let's Be Universal wasn't a thing yet. So,
well, also remember that the rules kind of don't apply to the dead, but they do apply to the living to a point.
Yeah, to a point. So it's like he's been dead. Yes, Freddie Mercury's been dead for years, but the rest of the band for Queen is still around, and they all have equal ownership of that name and the songs and the music. So I might be using Freddie Mercury's voice, but actually, I'm not even using Freddie Mercury's voice for anything. I'm having Metokur sing the Queen songs. So even though Freddie Mercury might be dead, and even though I'm using Metokur to sing over Mercury's voice, the members of Queen are still alive. And they have full control over their musical walks. So it is a thing that could happen. Are they going to? No, because a lot of people like that find it cool.
Not just that, it also comes back down to the label. Is the label really that anal about the usage of that particular IP that they're willing to send lawyers to say cease and desist, please?
Yeah.
Now that's up to the label.
Yeah. And that's up to the label, and that's up for the music. Now, if I was using Freddie Mercury for something else, yeah, again, that's kind of up to label. But even then, it kind of goes into, okay, he's dead. So again, that's like a weird gray area. But like for someone who's live, like Garth Brooks or someone else like that, that enters into a new realm of, okay, I say I do what Crazy Mike asked, and I make Garth Brooks sing Tupac hit him up. Would I piss Garth Brooks off because I made him sing a rap song and he tried to sue me for using his voice for something that he didn't agree with? Which is a thing that could happen.
Well, not just that,
not
but
been done, but could happen.
But also, let's be real. It isn't just Garth Brooks that would be having an issue with that. It'd be the current holder for any Tupac song.
Yeah,
they may not want that. So this is where we get into this dicey little world when getting the AI to sing certain genres of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, the label could get involved and say, no, fuck, it's gone. Yeek. It doesn't matter whether you have creative, licensing or not. It's outright copyright.
Yeah. Now, here's how I kind of get around this whole deal.
Yeah, it's better to err on the side of caution. Yes.
This is how I kind of get around on the airing of this whole deal. So I'm not making a musical singer sing a song. I am making a man dying of cancer that was a part of Gamergate and an autistic ADHD rabbit VTuber sing these songs to the equivalent of a karaoke.
Yep. Which is,
and that would be my argument.
Well, not just that, but within that structure right there, karaoke is pretty much free to use to a degree. It doesn't have the same kind of labeling requirement as the original songs. It's a little different with that one. It's kind of weird how they've worked that around, but yeah, you may not be able to get away with certain areas of music, for certain artists and that, but when it comes down to music itself, it's kind of open to interpretation. No one can own the rights of music. They can only own the rights of the lyric or the vocals.
Yeah. So again, I'm still playing with fire with the whole deal. Anyone else doing AI music, is still kind of playing with fire, especially the people doing the Frank Sinatra and
actually no, the Frankie Sinatra ones, they
public domain.
They're within the area of public domain. They're not in they're within the area. The ruling is again, this is where the creative licensing comes into play. Because the artist itself is dead. 2, you're not really using the artist's voice, so you're using the music, and the music is under a different creative licensing, which kind of falls within the vein of public domain. So, and it doesn't matter who you overlay that voice on top of. So basically, you can have as many different renditions as you want off of that music. Can the music be copywritten? Yes. It all depends on who has control over that licensing. So which label has still control.
And that's the thing too. All these, it kind of comes down into other vein of YouTube also, because those songs are copyrighted on the label's end. So they're getting the cut of money from my AI covers I made with their music. Any kind of revenue is going to whoever claimed it on the label's end, and that's something that was decided with Lens v Universal. They have the ability to do that, so I can't make money off of it, and I wasn't going to make money off of it. But that is a thing. Again, there's all sorts of realms that this can go down to. I'm just doing what I feel like is not going to get me burned the most if something was to happen. I've been very cautious with this. Like, for example, if I really wanted to post the boundaries for this, and I really wanted to ruffle some feathers, you know somebody by the name of Russell Greer?
Oh yeah.
He made a song dedicated to Taylor Swift. I don't remember what the name of the fucking song was, but he had somebody sing it and stuff like that. Right now, he's in the middle of suing Josh Moon and Kiwi Farms over it. That whole case got reinvigorated because it run the appeals case. Here's a way to step on some toes. Do an AI rendition, but change out the singer for Josh Moon singing it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to do. But no, so
I'm not going to do that.
No. But the funny thing about with the Frank Sinatra thing, yeah, he died in 88. According to the American protection by copyright, it has to be somewhere between 25 to 50 years after the passing of the gentleman or the person in question. And the copyright varies from country to country. So
Well,
there's that.
also, Crazy might bring something up, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Usually studios and movie productions and stuff like
Yeah, I
that,
know.
if they want to use a song, they usually get
they
the
do the deal.
license for it.
Yeah, they do the deal. See,
So,
I worked for Lionsgate Studios for about a decade prior to just disappearing into the real world of work and then coming to what is considered YouTube. Yeah, no, any movie or show or even commercial has an actual licensing, and they pay an actual fee for the duration of that show or reproduction of those shows. So yeah, after a while, the licensing kind of gets discontinued, especially for commercials, because most commercials kind of fall in the vein, and again, it's a gray vein, a public domain, but it's after a certain amount of period of time. Now, if the license holder wishes to, they could go out and strike the archive channels that have those commercials that still have those songs up there and just lay the letter of the law because they hold control of all those rights of that music. So that means that commercial, regardless whether it's under public domain or not, falls into a different category.
yeah.
No, he died
And
in 88. He died in 88, 1988.
1980, the year I was
Oh,
born.
no, sorry, 98. Sorry, 98.
98. Oh, well,
98,
10 years after
98.
I was born.
Yeah, sorry,
But
98.
no, but no, it kind of comes back down to they usually get
Almost year
licensures and stuff like
2000.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me put you like this. In the show Toradora, there's a Christmas song. And whenever they did the English voice dubbing for it, they kept the Japanese lyrics and music for that Christmas song. Now, the voice actress, Christine something, I don't remember her name for right now, but
Aguilera?
she was,
Aguilera?
No.
Off Summers?
Yeah,
No, I'm just gonna throw names out there just to fuck with you. Just continue. Ignore me. I have a hang on. Mike, I have a tendency of either adding decades or removing decades based off my my barrage of knowledges of things. So I'm not always going to be accurate.
Cassandra Lee Morse. That's who.
Okay, so that's a completely different person from Christine.
Well, I got half it right. Anyways, Cassandra Lee Morse, their reaction to the Christmas episode of Toradora, because it's one of the most remembered episodes of that show. And she was lamenting about whenever that song came up on, she wished that she could have actually seen it, but they made the choice not to. And her and a friend that was on reacting to the show brought up the fact that, probably doing a cover for that song. And one of the things I brought up is getting licenses and stuff like that to do it because, you gotta look at it like this. Cassandra Lee Morse is a voice actor. She is employed for voice studios. There's certain things that she can and cannot do, even on YouTube and all that other good stuff. Because contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
same thing with Lean Lee. Lean Lee started out doing just like covers of songs, but got to the point where afterwards she started getting licensures for it. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to get monetized, or it was a fight to get monetized and stuff like that. So getting the licensures, you get rid of that aspect. And it just depends on how you want to go about it. But yeah, there's a lot of what's the right word? Red tape when it comes into doing stuff by the book.
Yeah, I know. Which is why if you ever go to my YouTube channel, the Flickerbox TV, you see that I try to keep within that vein of public domain and what is considered gray area. Right now, a lot of those animations or movies and that they're up there, a good portion of them are under public domain. There's a small portion that, are still under a degree of creative licensing, but the copyright holder has no qualm for that animation to be viewed at the moment by anywhere across YouTube. But the moment they decide no, that's the moment I'm going to be hit with a lot of questionable strikes, or told to have those removed. So yeah, going to be interesting.
Well, and there's a lot of fights like that, Crazy Mike. The most current one that I can think of, and it isn't really even about a dead. Actually, it is about a dead person, but the person who wrote Top Gun. That got brought up because the studios and the writers for the movie Top Gun, which I think Tom
Cruise.
what? Yeah, Tom Cruise. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name there for a second.
I was like Middleston.
Tom is like
Holland.
Well,
there's so many Toms.
I'm talking about Top Gun. So
I know, but I you know me, I'm going to throw names out there.
I know you want to be an asshat, but
that's right. I am a Canadian.
But it's like with Tom Cruise, and I think he had a hand in the first Top Gun, and he had a very heavy hand in the second one. But that wasn't a story that was done by Tom Cruise or the studio that wrote it or the writers who actually made the story for it. It was actually it was a novelization wrote by someone a long time ago, and the movie studio paid the guy to use the novelization in the movie, and they rewrote it and stuff like that. And for that first one, that was it. And then they came across an issue because the agreement was they were going to do one movie and that was it. And then the family tried going after them again because, well, you made a second movie based on the story, and yeah, you didn't do the things right. Which I don't even remember what happened with it, but that's
it was eventually kind of whittled down to it. Both parties have to walk away because realistically, the story is not really it's a
derivative.
The legal term is derivative of the actual body of work, so it doesn't have. It's the same thing like they say based on a true story. Well, it's a derivative of the actual body of work. It isn't the actual true story of whatever it is. So same thing with books. They when it comes down to Hollywood, it's kind of up in the air for how much they're going to keep and how much they're going to have to change based off of how much they're going to be able to maintain the visibility of that audience, keeping asses in seats.
Well, not only that, Mike also brings up Johnny Cash and Michael Jackson. It's like, well, Michael Jackson's still being sued right now by the victim, his victims, if you want.
Questionable victims, yes.
There's just so much to go in. I don't even want to go into it, talk about it. That's
the funny thing is,
that's stupid.
No. Well, let me kind of beat around that just a little bit. So the original victim who came out and said that he saw Michael Jackson's genitalia and was able to describe it, well, he got it wrong. So he didn't see the guy's genitalia. So yeah. There's a lot of speculation going forward. Just because somebody drops or takes a settlement for whatever it is, there's usually another motivation behind it. So the civil trial that came out before the criminal trial, and so he settled on the civil trial in order to go throughout the criminal trial with all the details that he had, which kind of threw out everybody's, questions of whether he was a child diddler or not right out of court because no one had the proper information. And he proved the people that were saying that he's a child diddler wrong.
Yeah, but in the story on that one, what I was getting to point of is Michael Jackson's been dead for how long?
A while.
He's still being sued. And it's coming back down to the license holders to his estate and stuff like that.
Yes.
And they're the ones that's being held up for, the lawsuit and paying out the claims. And it's a whole mess. I don't even want to get into. I was just bringing it up because
No,
that's
no,
a good. It's a good example of well, he's dead. No worry. No need to worry about. No, that's not
No.
how the law works.
No. It's this reason of why I like to bring up that little portion, that tidbit there of the beginning, where of his first major trial of that was the kid saw his junk, and he proved it in court that the kid didn't see his junk, and yet the civil case he gave the kid money. And that's where the people are focusing on. They don't care about the criminal case because he gave the kid money in the civil case. So they skew the two, which is the same thing. Now, going up a little bit further, how many years until public domain takes effect? It depends on the location. It's usually 75 years before anything is considered public domain, but that will vary. Some say 50. Some say the moment the death, after a certain amount of years after the death of the creator. So public domain is kind of varies from place to place. Be very specific on that question, so I can give you a better answer.
Yeah, and even then, it kind of comes back down to the same thing that stable AI, the court case that they're filing for that one, because stable AI brought forth all the documents and all the training references that which is a lot of them, and the sources where they pointed to get it. And for anyone who doesn't know, there is an API, there is listings, and there is logs that describe public domain access stuff for creators. It costs money to access, but it's out there, and it's an archive of stuff that you can use and go, okay, this is public domain. Here's the problem with that. There's things in there that are not public domain. So when you get a company like Stable AI grabbing stuff and going on the vein, well, it's public domain, and then now getting sued because, this thing that you grabbed wasn't public domain. You're stealing now.
Yeah, well, now you have to prove the intent for the actual theft, and that's where it becomes a little bit more of a challenge. So, but
I don't know. I don't know why YouTube is blocking this one. But I can see it on Streamlabs or StreamYards. I cannot see it on YouTube for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why. But Disney became empire, grabbing up things in public domain and locking them down right before copyright laws were updated. True, but YouTube's also getting an ass's handed to them because of that now.
Well, Disney has lost all. I mean, Disney was a huge empire prior and was able to get around some of the actual copyrights for certain things. Which is the reason why when you look at a lot of the original Disney cartoons like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, those kind of shows, they don't hold true to the actual public domain stories. They're retellings, they're renditions of the story. They're not the actual story. They're different, and they also correct. They're also titled them differently. So they're not the same story.
Yeah, it's like with Aladdin. Aladdin was not just Aladdin. It was part of the Arabian Nights tales. Same with King of Thieves.
Thieves and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and they were all separate stories kind of meshed into one. So you have that. And same thing with Alice in Wonderland and a lot of these other stories. It's like, play the Alice in Wonderland games that are very dark. Because that's kind of on the same vein of how
American McGee, Alice in Wonderland. Yes, I love those ones.
Those are actually in the vein of what Alice in Wonderland was.
I have the the little figurine.
My wife loves those.
Yeah, I have the figurine. I have the figurines.
My wife loves those games.
I
so-
know. But I mean, I love the look of the Cheshire Cat, and I like the factor that he does evolve, because again, he's part of her psyche.
Alibaba and the thieves' names. Ali. Are you trying to make the reference to Al? Because unfortunately, it kind of goes against itself with the song that Genie sung. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I know,
I mean,
right?
you can make the same leap to logic. Same thing with Little Mermaid. Because you know how that story ended? It didn't end with her marrying the prince. It ended with her turning into sea foam.
Mm-hmm. She didn't get a chance to kill the witch. We'll just put it that way. She did not kill the sea witch.
Well, technically, she didn't. It was Prince Eric in the show, but
Yeah, but if you go with the live action, either way, like I said, when it comes down to it, she did not kill. She did not.
yeah, she
kill the
turned. She turned sea foam.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of differences within the Disney movies, and that's what a lot of people don't understand that, and a
Mhm.
lot of people don't know that. A lot of aside from some other ones like Lion King, it would be considered a original. Um, Yeah, Lion King would be considered a Disney original. Hercules is based off of Fable. Same thing with Snow White and Cinderella and Aladdin and Little Mermaid. All the big name shows or movies that Disney had are based off something. There's some ones out there that isn't. Mulan was based off something, but
Hold up,
took it.
hold up, Sparky.
Mhm.
Is the Lion King an original? Is it really?
I'm going off of I don't know. I might be wrong on that one.
No,
So
it's not an original because it's based off of. Okay, so it's a borrow from a Japanese.
Kimba the Lion. Okay, yeah.
Yes, Kimba the white fucking lion. It's a
Well,
borrow.
again, I didn't know. That's
No,
hey,
I know. I get it. I get it. Which is
there's
why I
hey, time
stopped and
out.
kinda like, no.
There's gaps in my knowledge. Like I said,
Yeah.
I thought the boys and girls are rock and roll, and Alvin and the Chipmunks was
Yeah,
the
no, they
original
were not.
that the
They were not.
Chipmunks did. I had no idea that song existed in the fucking movie the Malibu Bikini Shop,
Bikini Shop,
which
yeah.
again. I can never watch Alvin and the Chipmunks again, and now imagine that girl in a bikini dancing on. It's like
Yeah, it was
it's
a
ruined
Bikini
for me
Shop,
now.
yes.
Yeah, the movie is ruined for me. And on that note, I do have that song completely done. That is going to be one of the Pippa AI covers coming out. Is Girls Are Rock and Roll. Unfortunately, it's not boys. What I wanted to do was have Pippa and Metokur sing that song, but the AI has a little trouble of sorting out chipmunk voices from music, and what voices it can separate from the music. Absolute fucking garbage.
Why did you give
And
it to AI garbage? Like,
he
here,
likes to do
I give
commercials.
you a gift. But no, yeah, no, I had to smack my gray noodle around, kind of going, no, the Lion King is not an original.
Nah, but it's like okay, I'll concede to that one. I thought it was because I'm sitting here trying to think of my head what fable or tale or anything like that could have got that from, and nothing was coming to me for the life of me.
It's okay.
But no, you got well, I'm actually kind of scared of saying it now, but it's like like Toy Story. That would be considered a original.
I would give you that one, and I don't remember.
A Bug's Life. That would be original. No, it's like from the early 80s on up to the 90s. Actually, no, 60s all the way up to the 90s. They were borrowing heavily from like fables and stuff like that.
Yeah, they
it
were.
it wasn't until like the late 90s and 2000s where they started actually doing their own.
Yeah, but a lot of that came from like Pixar for the most part.
Yeah. Still owned by Disney, but yeah, I'll give you that, Pixar.
Yeah. I mean, Zootopia is another one that's pretty close, but it's like,
I was wrong on that one.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Fox and the Hound original. I would have to double check, but I believe it kind of fits within that vein.
I could make an argument. It could be a spin-off or a retelling of Where the Red Fern Grows.
That is another one. That's why I said I would.
Well,
have to...
no, I don't. Time out. I take that back because that was with coon hunting, not fox hunting.
No, but still, it is with. That's why I said it's within the vein.
Yeah, it's within the vein. You can make an argument.
You could
for
make
that
the
one,
argument. Yeah.
So hell, you can make an argument for Peter Pan and the Boxcar Children.
Yeah, you could.
You could. That's not what it's based off of, but you could. It's like I have the argument, and it's my own opinion. I know it's not based on facts or anything like that, but my opinion is Firefly is a ripoff of Outlaw Store.
Okay, here we go. So I did a bit of some Google searching. I love Gaggle. So The Fox and the Hound is not an original story created by Disney. It's based off of a novelization of the same name written by Daniel P. Mannix, who published it in 1967. Ta-da! Thank you, Gaggle.
Nice.
Yes, it was actually released in 1981. And it was, so they adapted to explore the themes of friendship, loyalty, and the challenges of maintaining the bond in the face of societal expectations. And then here we are now. But
I know Peter Pan was based off a novel and stuff like that. I said I can make an argument, but
no, you can make it
similar.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because when Disney, and again, we're talking about Walt, he was based off of borrowing movies or borrowing ideas from other people and then just retelling them in a different way that would fit his market, which was more or less a family-orientated market with young children who wanted to make sure they were acceptable. You could say they were kind of like Christian kind of based, even though he wasn't really a really good Christian.
Well, and there's a lot of that especially in those stories, you can even argue that the writers of some of those stories and the animators of some of those stories, kind of put some innuendos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like with one of them, Megara and the Minotaur out in the lake whenever Hercules was trying to get to Thebes. And he comes across her and stuff like that.
Or
the movie.
You could do the Little Mermaid, where you have the questionable penis put into one of the actual backgrounds for the actual castle.
Well, yeah, but it's like Megara's sitting there trying to negotiate a deal for Hades and the River Guardian and stuff like that. They use that in the movie, but it's like. You look at the gestures and what's being said and stuff like that is like you could tell that was going to go a different way.
1904, Barry's J.M. Barrie wrote that. It was later adapted in 1911. And then it kind of continued beyond that point. It's the same thing that happens with Snow White. It has an originality and was later adapted. But regardless, we're getting further into adaptations and that. God, that's a whole different conversation.
Well, and then there's a difference between like an adaptation and derivative walk and so there's a lot of nuance when you go into it because you can look at again, like with Star Wars and Spaceballs, I know we had this conversation too beforehand last week, but it's like you can look at that one and you go, it's transformative, it's a derivative, it's a parody. It could be all three. It could be none of them. It could be another subset that's out there. It's how you go through and argue it.
So are we going to go through a lot more of the weird little comments because that's another thing that you had on your list?
We can. Actually,
then probably kind of
so let me bring this up.
I mean, not that I'm trying to control your show or anything.
Here it is. Anyways, again, I don't want to. I want to make it known. I'm not trying to shame anyone.
Shame! I got a bell somewhere. Let me find the
Yeah.
bell. I got a bell.
Oh God.
Actually, you know what? Here. Better yet, I'll just shake this beer bottle. Shame! Shame!
Mine's
Shame!
better.
Yeah, but mine's so.
Yours are gummies. It sounds like
Actually, no. They're
capsules.
Yeah, they're little capsules in that.
Alright.
They've got some extra vitamins like vitamin D and all that kind of stuff. Good for it's basic supplements, but I just had to.
Yeah. So again, a lot. My comment section is all curated. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that curated comments, stuff like that.
I
My
like
comments
it
are
when they're
curated.
curated, easy to find.
I curate them. There's, like I said, it's okay if you have a if you have actual constructive criticism and stuff like that, fine. I'll like it. I'll comment on it or something like that. Or I'll engage a conversation. It'll stay up or remain up. If you want to say, "Oh, well, this is just stolen content," it's gonna get removed. Because I don't want the comment section cluttered up, especially on some of the videos. You got hundreds of fucking comments.
Anywho, getting to the comments.
Yeah. And I said the ones I'm gonna get to are the ones that are like asking questions or have like good points to them. Like nothing 1-2-3 battle. We had kind of a back and forth. Not a bad one. It was a good one, but it's like always bother me how the AI voice is accurate. We're gonna have some spicy chats intended to ruin people's lives soon. I pray everyone gets through the life ruination that's gonna happen. Response back to that was we've had that issue for 2 years now. Actually, the tech is just more available and adaptable now, but still a valid concern. Why I make it known it's all done by AI. And they respond back with, we might be coming to the fake news war, I guess. Never thought I'd see it until my 50s. I guess it's coming faster than I thought. Gonna have some mass hysteria shit we can do for the most part. For the most people can now manipulate to their advantage. Still great content cricket. And it's like, well,
Yay!
I know I can't replicate my voice, its main limitations or pinpoint emotions and statements, accents and impediments. The AI right now can't do that. So that's a good comment to talk on.
We are already facing the fake news war. How there has been some Joe Rogan related commercials that pretty much are spoofing those clippets of Joe Rogan's podcast that he does for his YouTube channels and that he has. But he's pimping out penis enhancement pills. There's a few other different enhancement pills that are going in there.
Well, you even have Metokur trolling Jordan. Well, not Jordan. What was it? Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, the Peterson's also has a couple of different AI spoofs of himself. So yeah, right now the issue is more or less going to be down to the individual having to deal with whatever legalities that they can do by getting it struck down, making YouTube do the actual work or whatever. But hell, there's even a couple of Elon Musk things that are pimping out apps to make you money, quick rich schemes that are available. So yeah, these things are always gonna be a thing.
Well, it's been an issue for a while. The whole fake news bit, and people saying things out of context and stuff like that's been done for the longest time. Now it's just there's more tools in the arsenal to do it, but even then, there's ways to protect against it, and there's ways to prove it false, but again, it kind of falls back down to, yeah, it's more work for the individual at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing that happened with the whole Discord dramas that actually did happen. It was kind of weird. So all you have to do is go into the actual body of the Discord conversations, the source, and then just change it. And you can have them say something completely different, then screen cap it, and then put it out there as they actually did say it. The only counter to that is if somebody actually kept that conversation, and then they can,
see both sides of the conversations. That's
Yes.
why anyone, when they throw out Discord DMs or stuff like that, I really do kind of question. It's like, okay, is this actual legitimate? What's the other side of this? And it kind of comes out twofold because the other party, they're not required to. They don't have to showcase that.
No.
And it gets down to, again, that's that stupid fucking moral bullshit.
Mhm.
But anyway, there's counters to it. There's ways to fight it. But it's something that's not new by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
It's just evolved into a slightly newer form. And it's going to continue to evolve as time goes on.
It will stop the moment we as an entire society say it should stop. But for now, we are okay with it because it creates drama and popcorn fights for us. So it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but there is, there is ways around it and shit like that. Like some of the ways is like knowing the difference between a DM and stuff like that. Knowing if a picture's been edited or not. Most people don't know this, but whenever you paint over something, when you paint over a screenshot, or when you add text on a screenshot, anything like that, that screenshot can be put into an actual checker, and it checks because a word artifacting happens in Paint or any edit studios that you can see it, that will change it from the rest of the body. So you can look at the body of it and go, yeah, this is a screenshot, but this little part here has like little threads around it, or it's like different from from what's being showcased. So there's ways to identify stuff like that.
It's still a hit and miss on those different programs, but yes, the majority of the time they get it right. Not always, but they do get it right.
All right, so next one. It's real interesting to hear what the AI is capable of. It's just able to keep up with the song, but it can't quite get those high notes or able to replicate this particular style of singing. I would still the facts it's able to keep up with all of this. Definitely shows its adaptability. Interesting take. The singer sings low in its terror time part. What makes it loud is the backing vocals. I wasn't able to keep them because the separation process destroyed them, but simulated it with an echo. But because of that part sounds low. My only limitations is the extraction of the vocals and the backing vocals. If I had a crisp, good vocal, the voice would cover it. And they respond. Actually, it's kind of a big back and forth. It's like very interesting. Always fun to see under the hood and to see all the bells and whistles. I like to showcase it. A lot of people think it's just telling the computer to do it, and that's way far past the truth of it.
No,
I've been able to pick up on it by listening to AI covers. You can always tell the skill level by how smooth the reading is. And I'd say thank you, and they say anytime, and they're right. And this is one of the innovativeness I've had with my AI covers. Like I said, you can go out to any one of the other Pippa AI covers, or just any other AI cover at all, and you can go to one of mine. And you can, my earlier walks, you can't do this with because I'm still learning and stuff like that. But my later ones, I've found the do's and don'ts. I found what works best. I found there's a lot of variables that goes into it. It's picking the songs that sound right with the person. Like we came across this with the Addams Family. Jim sings Addams Family pretty good. He's a little low, but he sings it good for the most part. You put Pippa behind it, it doesn't sound that good. So there's certain songs out there that no matter what you do, unless you find a different cover or a different rendition of the song or a different singer for it, there's a certain songs that are not going to sound good with certain voices. So the skill of it is finding what songs will sound good with this voice. Like Metokur sounds good with Freddie. Pippa sounds good with Cindy Lupa. And there's other different ones, you know. Pippa sounds good with almost any of the fucking Disney songs I've done. But she also has that voice and that cadence that makes it match to it. So it's finding what songs will match to it. That's the first one. And then the second one is, like I said, ripping the vocals. A lot of people also that kind of understand the process is, only thing I do is separate the vocals from the music, put the AI voice on it, put it together. There you go. In the long run, yes, that's basically all you have to do. But does it sound good? Is the pitching right? Did you clean the vocals good enough? Did you leave one little bit of distortion in there that the AI picks up on and goes absolutely nuts with? Does the vocals go up so high that it causes the voice to rip? You know, that's another thing. Is sometimes you have to pitch the music down. Sometimes you have to pitch the voice down. Sometimes you have to clean it. Sometimes you have to replace entire sections of the music with either a section by itself, which is what I had to do with Goes of Rock and Roll. So the very first portions of that song did good. There's an issue I'm working on right now where her voice sounds a little different. Not that much. You can't notice unless you're anal retentive like me and you pick up on it. But if you're just listening to it, it sounds good until you get to the second part of that song. And the way that song goes, you got one scene singing, and you got some background vocals, which the AI can separate out. And then you got a second scene singing, and then some background vocals that the AI can separate out the main vocal. And then the last part of that is all the singers singing in the same harmony, the same volume level. It cannot pick up. It cannot discern. It cannot separate. It just picks them up as harmonies. Actually, it's so bad that it mixes in the saxophone that's playing in the background with it because it matches so much. So I ended up having to copy and paste the first parts of that song because they match up to the second part of that song, and just copy and paste them to that portion to get the entire song to sound good. So that's the second one. And the third one is, what elements do you add back into the song to make it sound as close to the original as possible? So at the end of the day, once you do all that and you get something that sounds decent, you can put it out there and go, okay, you got this. And it sounds decent. But like with Goes of Rock and Roll, with Terror Time, with Monster Mash, Ghost Want to Have Fun, just the voice alone, it's lacking. It's lacking that vibe that the song had, which is the echo, the distortions during the microphone that's intentionally put in to give the song more effect. And if you don't put those back in, it doesn't sound the same. And that's another one that goes into it. Anyways, I talked all over you. I'll let you say something on that one, but Mike says he's going to.
You pretty much spotted all the way through.
Yeah, and it's like I like when you paste it and it just walks out. I do.
No. Mike just likes the pasties that you use. That's all. That's just basically it. We know that. Secretly, they're probably his.
Those don't happen too often. Those happen on very, very basic, simple songs. Like I said, there's nothing to Colors of the Wind. There is nothing to part of your world. Now, part of your world has some issues with background vocals interfering with the voice, like with Sebastian and Flounders laughing or screaming in that song that messed with portions of that song at that point. I was able to find a workaround for it. But for the most part, they're pretty much spot on. I just had to do a little cleanup here and there, and it sounds good. But not every song's like that. But yeah, it's again quality. I harken back down to quality, and I absolutely disdain people who want to do AI music and just rip the vocals, put the fade on it, and throw it out there. I particularly disdain it because of my deal with Rama.
Okay, look. Yes, your thing with Rama, though, kind of cringe-inducing. Well, more like petrol sniffing, inducing trauma that it does inflict onto people's ears and psyche. But it was done very quickly. It was done with the best of the ability at the time, and we got to learn a few different things about the AI's current limitations. So I could call it even though you want to call it a failure, it was also a very good success because it's a trial run to understand how all these pieces work.
Yeah. And it's like at that point in time, that's when I figured out a lot of background vocals on a song and a lot of audio distortions really affect how the AI covers a voice, or even how the AI separates the voice from the music. Because there's some of those songs that you can rip out, and I've tried every which way, shape, or form. But if you listen back to the instrumentals, you can still hear parts of the original voice in the music. Now, if I was just putting the music out there, you'd be able to discern that. But because you're putting the voice back in, the voice itself covers it. But it's just one of those limitations with the technology. And the only way to get around that is to have studio grade master recordings of every vocal that is isolated in a format that is separated out to where you can mute the bass, or you can mute the guitar, or you can mute this singer or that singer, and that's the only way to get a true spot on AI cover. If I had access to any of that.
Oh, you mean the original raw files? Oh, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
Those are
I mean,
tightly fed studios.
Oh yes, I know. But if you had access to those, oh man, people want renditions of like Pippa and the Face Connect girls, singing a harmony or a duet. And it's like, guys, I'd love to do it. Give me a song that has every one of these vocals isolated where I can put this girl on this one, this girl on this one, this girl on this one, and then the main for this one will be Pippa and stuff like that. Give me the raw files on that one. I'll be more than glad to do it. It's easy enough at that point, but it's like trying to do it from a song that I don't have access to that. It's very difficult, if not just impossible.
Well, not
unless
just that. Well, not
you
even
have it
just that.
done.
Well, hang on. Not even just that, but the software that we have for the ripping, or at least for the dissection of a lot of the music when it comes down to bass and so on and so forth. Even something like that will have issues. So, yeah, not everything is perfect on the sound editor's side of things. They really need to have the raw files in order for them to do the proper mix and match. Otherwise, you have to build it from scratch, and that could be time consuming.
And you have to know people then at that point. Like, I have to know a male and or a female singer that is willing to go through and sing the song for you and send it to a point where you can mix the AI over it and all that other good stuff. And that right there is hard in itself. Yeah. I know of a couple of people that can sing really good. Some of them have some ifs about singing and having an AI voice put over the voice and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
there are a few like that. Hell, even those in the profession, even at an amateur level of the profession of singing, they have qualms about this AI, covering over their voice, because again, these are people that want to make their voices known,
The more.
recognized. They want to get to be in the big leagues, and if they're, and this is the other thing. Same with voice actors and that. It comes back down to their willingness to play as a second fiddle, a behind the scenes kind of thing. Hell, I mean, Star Wars, Mandalorian. It's very rare to see an actor keeping the helmet on to keep his face covered for a duration of a show. Yeah, there's eventually, when they do, the negotiations down the road, that they have a little bit of demand that you see who the actor is, so that they're going to get more parts down the road for a job done well. But yeah, I'm not going to say it's an ego thing. It's they're protecting their IP, which is their look, their face.
Well, here's gonna be an interesting one I see, especially for Ruby, because I can see a scenario playing out.
Mhm.
So in Ruby, the voice actor of Crow is Vic Mignogna.
Vic Mignogna, yeah.
Yeah, that is the voice actor of Crow. Now, as we've seen in the last, well, as some people, not everyone watched Ruby, but I watched the last season of Ruby. And it's like, it was all them in the Ever After, whatever the place was.
Mhm.
And it didn't show any of the other main characters. The show was heavily fixated on Team Ruby and Jean and their adventures and this other land trying to get back home. So they didn't have to worry about voice actors that are no longer with them or going to do anything with them, like Vic Mignogna, because whenever that happened, he had already done the part for Crow in season 8 of Ruby before that even happened. And then
yes,
what happened to him happened, and then it was season 9 was delayed for a time, and then we finally got season 9 a couple months ago. We got Melissa Jane. Hey, Sparky. Thank you. Hey, what's up? But anyways, what I can see coming from this is they go back through and they do season 10 of Ruby. And unless they just kill Crow off, a lot of people are gonna hate it if they replace his voice actor with someone else. And I can so totally see fans of Vic spiting Rooster Teeth and everyone that dissed Vic, the big Vic fans, using AI to redub over his voice with Vic's voice. I can see that being a thing.
It
And
could be a thing, yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to
Gonna rustle a couple more feathers, but again,
yeah.
My only counter to that one would be what's in the terms, the agreement, the paperwork, what's in the fund. Are they able to do something like that in the case of something of this happening? Recasting a character is not overly difficult.
No, it's not.
time consuming. It's time consuming if you're looking for a particular voice style. For example, the Rick and Morty saga, because of whatever questionable from the main voice actor, he's been replaced with 2 voice actors, one playing Rick full time, the other one playing Morty full time, and they had to go through thousands of people to get someone that actually passes for those 2 principal characters.
Yeah. And it's just, and I'm not even talking about studios. I'm talking about fans.
No, I know, and that's what I mean. I'm kind of. This is why I kind of argue with the dollars and cents, and that's where my point is mostly. It's like what's in the terms. If they require to have somebody to replace, well, the fans are going to have to either like it or lump it. And
now here'll be an interesting one. If they used AI to actually put Vic's voice in on Crow, but not hiring him in to do it, and I can see that ruffling a lot of feathers on a lot of sides, because on one aspect, for Vic fans, is going to be you're stealing from him. It's you're backstabbing him. You're using his likeness without even paying him and stuff like that. Yeah. But I can also see a backlash on Ruby's side of the fans, like non-Vic fans. I can see some of them going, well, he did this. Why are you using his voice still? And it's like, you should be getting rid of it. And actually, you should go back through and redub all his voices from all his walks and just get him completely out of it. I can see.
Oh, I can see the argument.
I can see a lot of turmoil for that one, but it's like, we don't know yet. Actually, we don't even know if we're gonna get season 10.
Correct. So, no, and we once we get to that level, he could be rehired to reprise the character, so they would have to do separate or separate vocals and that for whatever it is. So he won't be interacting with whatever characters in that. But it is kind of a challenge. Who knows? They may get the ability to use his vocals. And he still gets paid for not doing anything.
Yep.
So we won't know. Again, dollars and cents. Contracts is my big point of contention.
Yeah, and like I said, it could go either which way. We can only speculate, and it's fun to speculate. But people have got to remember. That's not set in stone.
No,
it could be something completely different we've not even said or talked about. So. Does that. Anyways, moving on. I actually like this comment. You must know where Pippa hid the bodies to keep getting her to sing for you. Amazing work.
We are not going to tell anybody where we have the rabbit, nor how many bodies that we've unearthed because of the.
Yeah, this is actually. There's two comments here, and one of them commented up, and I kind of had a bad knee jerk on my end, because I actually thought it was somebody that was trying to, because this was at about the time I was dealing with a lot of spugs on Twitter about AI.
No, it makes sense.
So it comes in like, I didn't know this was AI until I read the comment, and it's like, I was just clearly stating out is like, it states in text in the video, it's AI, Pippa AI, and Pippa AI cover. Also in the description. And I thought it was somebody that's going to come in and try to make a big fuss and stuff like that, and it wasn't that. Like I said, bad knee-jerk reaction. And then
and that's something that you yourself have to be extra careful when it comes down to that. Unfortunately, for a person like myself, I don't read into emotions when it comes down to any form of text messaging. If it's in text, I have to figure out the intent. And unfortunately, if I can't figure out the intent, the emotion shouldn't be included. So me reading this, that first one, I didn't know this was an AI until I read the comments.
Yeah.
I would have said, cool. I'm glad you figured it out. I would have had a different mindset altogether. Yeah, I understand you had a whole barrage of questionable takes. Again, I love the hot takes, but they're wrong. From
me or the other people?
If it's a fighting thing, then I'll say it's a 50-50 split, because I'm always right. You motherfuckers are always wrong. But
we're gonna go down that road. Okay, I see how it goes.
But if we're gonna be realistic here, I mean that's a whole different ball again. I am generally right the majority of the time, and I can be wrong because I may have forgotten something, or I wasn't privy to a piece of knowledge. It does happen. I'm not an all-seeing deity. You know, I do that.
What's up,
Okay, I'm out. See
everyone?
you, bitches. No,
Wait, what? This kind of impromptu stream. I want to stream.
I've got an
about
echo.
something.
What? I've got something
So I
playing in
said,
the
"Fuck it,
background.
let's
What
just
is it?
stream."
yeah, I don't know
No,
where that echo's coming from.
there we go.
It's all you,
I got
sir.
it. I found it. I found it. As I had another stream popped up. I'm pulling a pin here. I've got too many tabs open.
Yeah, I know. Actually,
But,
Ben has like 300 tabs, and then
I think I'm
questions
doing
on-
pretty good. I think I'm
yeah, I
doing
know.
pretty
And then questions how far her
computer
handle
is
it.
streaming into the
Yeah.
ether, going, please
And
put me on my
she's like,
misery.
I don't know why the computer's so slow.
Might be due to the 300 Google tabs you got open and the 200 Odyssey tabs you got open.
Could be.
Opera, not Odyssey, Opera. But anyways, well, and that's the reason why I responded back the way I did. Is like, you know,
No, I got
basically,
it.
yeah, because I didn't get it, and like I said, this was going on then the whole time.
No,
It's
I
like,
remember,
logo needs it.
Sparky. I understand this because you don't get jokes most of the time. You just take whatever joke that's laid in front of you, and you just execute it. So I get it. So that's why I said,
Do
me
it.
personally, I would have, yeah, you're that you're Palpatine kind of guy. Just do it. Take off his head. Just slice it right off.
But no, and this other one is like, it's getting harder to believe these are AI, not just Pippa. And I don't. Again, I guess it's a difference in. It really is a difference in the creation and the creator or something.
Yeah,
And the person listening not knowing the mindset of the creator, what they're thinking about it, and how it's done.
This is the reason of what I said earlier when I don't take moral high ground standing for any of the actual debates when it comes down to this. I'm more interested in dollars and cents and the fact that the tool is available, and it's still a tool. It will always be a tool. And the practicality of that tool is beyond the comprehension of some, because of the factor they're not inundated with it like we are now. And those who took a more negative stance on it, the moment they start utilizing that tool, the moment they play around with it, the more they kind of see the difficulties behind it and the challenges that it has. And it does take a bit more skill set than just, typing a few things on a keyboard. There's more
it's not.
to it.
Well, that's not why I'm getting at. It's
no, but
because what I'm getting from this is, yeah, I know, but what I get from it is like, it sounds like Pippa. I can't believe it, and I'm saying go and it's over to Monster Mash, and I guess I'm just my own worst critic because I'm listening to these. Every song I put out, and Rogue can attest to this because he's beat me over the fucking head. So I just published the damn thing.
It's good. Publish it. If I have an issue with it, trust me, I tell you straight up, there's an issue with it. Do it this way, or rethink it in a different venue. But the majority of the time, the stuff that you bring to me, I'm going, it's good. Throw it out. And you're like, no, I could make it better. I'm like going, this is the same thing, like a chef just fucking around with their meal to add more pretentious shit on it. And it's the same fucking taste. It's just now it's covered with salad that you don't need.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there going, and I don't know if it's just because of the simple fact of, I made it, I know what went into it, and I know it's AI. And I know what the outcome of it was, and people who not been there for the creation of it and listening to it for the first time, going, "Oh my god, it sounds just like Pippa," and it's like I don't have that. I don't have that take, and I don't have that reaction because I've got to sit there and listen to it like 20, 30 times and go, does this sound like Pippa? And even then, I got to go back and listen to some of her clips and stuff like that and reference it. It's like it sounds close to Pippa.
Your palette cleansing, which is great, which is what you're supposed to do. Cleanse your palette, to refresh with the actual object in question, go back to it. It's the same thing I do with any form of Metokur stuff when it comes down to any scripting that I produce for it. I've got to make sure it flows properly, and it kind of sounds like him. If there's a moment where it doesn't flow properly, I've got to go through the pain of redoing a certain area, so it again gives me back to that same flow, that same tone, that same feel going forward. So yeah, I understand your pain in a different way.
Yeah, it's just I'm grateful for the comments, and it's like I've got nothing but comments like this, and is like in the day is like I honestly don't know how to react a lot to it, because every time I put a song out, I'm like, God, this is gonna be a song that screw it up, and everyone's gonna hate it, and everyone's gonna unsubscribe because it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like absolute fucking garbage and trash, and it's gonna kill whatever I had. And it's like every fucking video, every fucking AI cover I've done I've had that, and I'm like, and I know I need to stop. I know I just need to go put it out there, see what they think.
Just see what happens. I mean, that's something. It's the same thing when I'm doing on the other channel that you have. Is I have all this body of work, and I've kind of relegated it down to it's going to get a weekly upload. It makes it a lot easier for me. I've got all this. I've got material available, but I've got material available for 7 different AIs, and I'm like going, okay, I've got to be extra careful of what I put up, for whom, which vocals I'm using, so on and so forth. So yeah, I've relegated to a weekly upload for a Metokur version, and we'll be doing it for Enigma Rift and a few other different ones that I have, just so that.
And I've run into the point of I'm starting to slightly get bummed out, and it's not because of just doing it. It's because of I have this grand idea, and I want to go through and do it. I want this particular song, and after 8 hours of fucking around with it, I'm nowhere closer to getting what I want from that song, and it bums me out, and it's like,
no, yeah, it is one of those things. I get it, yeah. So,
anyways, let's continue on. Let's find another one. Let's see, the bodies is like, interesting one is like, so this AI not only know how to pick up on Pippa's lisp, but it's also adding another layer with fake Romanian accents. Absolutely insane. And it's like, I didn't really go into on that one. It's like, thank you. But to go into it, it's the exact same thing I said with how AI sounds when I put over my voice or anything like that. If you're doing a voice over of someone else, it's going to pick up on any kind of lisp that person has. It's got to pick up on any kind of accent that person has. Bob Boris, that sings Monster Mash, has that Transylvanian accent and lisps whenever he sings that song. It's actually a song, if I wanted to, I could probably sing it and sound good. But no.
It was Bobby Pickett, by the way.
Well, he goes Bobby Boris Pickett.
Yeah, I know, but it's Bobby.
I'm using the name from.
Yeah, no, he's borrowing that from Boris Karloff, because he's imitating Boris Karloff doing the song.
Yeah. But
it's Bobby Pickett.
Yeah. But only thing the AI is doing is just covering over the same rhythm, pitches, and sound. A lot of people think that I can just type it in, or I can just speak it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, you keep doing that. Was it Voyage Home gimmick from Star Trek with Scotty, and he picks up the mouse, and it's one of those outdated 80s
Yes,
mouse.
yes.
And,
It's
and, he,
like,
and he's
"Hello,
talking
computer."
to where the ball end would be, and he goes, "Computer."
Yeah, again, it comes down to it's just how the program works. It's like it's cool because if you can pick us the right song, again, it's picking the right
It's the
song.
right song. It's the right tone. There's a lot of nuances when it comes down to song selection. You have to know what that individual is going to fit best with. You can't just have Pippa, do a Malone song, or
Yeah,
or hell,
good,
a death
good
metal
example.
song.
Good example. Here's a good example of this. Rich Man, North of Rich Man
Yeah,
is a really southern sounding, a really thick southern accent with that singer's singing that song. I can give 2 AI covers. One that sounds completely bad. Actually, I give 2 that's bad. One that's really good. So I've heard Pippa sing it, and I've heard Metokur sing it. Both of them singing that song, highly off, highly disturbing, does not sound right, and it's cringe. And I would question on the good or the bad kind of cringe. But they cannot do that song with a damn. However, the AI cover of Hank Hill doing that song is fucking spot on because that's how Hank sounds like in the show King of the Hill.
So, I've got a
So
segue for you. Did you know that Bobby Pickett is in a beach movie called "It's a Bikini World"? It came out in '67.
did not know
Just,
that.
oh, sorry. It's just my brain just kind of pulled that out of nowhere, and I had to get rid of it.
It's all good. But it's like, again, it's just the nature of the program, and
Yeah.
it's again, it comes down to selection of the song and ripping the vocals and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the reason why I like doing the AI streams or explaining how this works. I find enjoyment explaining how this stuff works to people because then the lights light up. Is like, oh my god, I can do this, and it's like with AI garbage, and not pick or anything like that, but I've helped him out a couple different times, and he's still learning programs. He actually has sound programs that he goes. He has more programs than what I got. I'm just using the base vocal program, Ultimate Vocal Remover, and a video editor to reassemble all the stuff. I'm doing it the hard way.
Yeah, I know, but even with all of his technical skills, I'm not gonna say yours is ultimately the best, but yours is more superior to his sounds.
Yeah, and I've actually been working with him and talking with him, and he's been sending me files, and I've been sending him files, and I'm trying to work out. And it's a future plan video, kind of a collab future plan video with him of what are the differences. So he has a voice model of Metokur, and I have a voice model of Metokur. Now, you say this to lame person like Twitch on Twitter for all AI are the same. No, they're not. The voice model,
I think ours is much more superior.
Yeah, the voice model he is using, he did not train, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's available on Hugging Face, and it's a model that somebody has put out there and trained themselves. And the voice model I'm using is a custom model I made myself. Now, my first Metokur covers you listen to, they sound off, and they don't sound right. And it's attributed to 2 different things. The first one is the version of RVC I was using, training the voice and how it layers the song on. The first version of RVC wasn't that good. The second version corrected a lot of issues. But the second issue that I came across was the quality of the voice clips. So I don't know if nobody knows this, but if you listen to Metokur talk on stream or in clips, he has different qualities of mic.
Mhm.
Sometimes he has background music in, and sometimes it has laughter or off-pitch sounds and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And sometimes it just has a bunch of static in the background. Now, when you put these sounds within RVC is designed to work with voices only. And it will pick up on any sound, any music, anything you got into it and put over it. So if I was to use voice clips of Metokur with the background music that he has, we've tested this in Elvin Labs. You can hear the background music in some of his speech that you prompt to text.
Mhm.
So you can type something in, and as you're talking, you can hear like off-putting sounds. And when you get to listen to it, it's the music. It's taking the music that it was trained within the voice and putting that back into the voice itself, because the AI knows no better, and it puts that back in. So like one of the best quotes that I got from Pippa's reaction to the stuff, it even has a shitty mic quality. Yes. The program automatically does that because
Mhm.
you're using a shitty mic quality fucking voice for it. But it goes a lot more. It's the quality of the clip, it's how much of the clip, how much range in the clip. I found removing the laugh that he does makes it better.
Mhm.
Removing just a bass voice only. So removing any kind of static that's in the background. It's all prep work before you even put it into the program to train it. And what I wanted to do was, AI Garbage has his way of ripping song, ripping the voice from the music, and he has his model of Metokur he uses to put on it. I have my way of ripping the voice in the music and my model and putting on there. And the goal is I'm going to find a song, a simple song, and what I want to do is I want him to do it his way, and I want it to do it my way. And then we're going to see what the differences are. Along with that, I want to give him a clean clip that that I used of voice to put his model on it to see what the difference is on that. Same with using his ripped version, putting my voice on it and seeing what the difference is. Along with that, giving him my model and him giving me his model and doing it. So doing 3 different kind of control tests on 3 songs and seeing what are the differences in the music. Kind of like what Shadowversity is doing with the AI art. Giving challenges to people. Hey, got this criteria, make this piece of art. I think that's a cool thing to do because it puts out there what it takes to do this. Because again, like I tell the people, it's not as simple as just telling the computer to do it. There's a lot of what that goes into it, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see what changes happens from it. It was a 9-day difference once I used a cleaned train model, a clean trained voice of Jim on the newer version. Obviously, it was a 9-day difference.
Mhm.
And actually, the songs I want to redo that I done first time on this channel, put on AI MisterMetokur. I haven't done it yet, but that's one thing I want to do and see what differences are. And it'll be a good collab program to put out there. It's like, it's all about the prep work and the tools you have.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, he does good work. Same
I'm
thing
not
with
saying
like
that. I'm not gonna say he doesn't do good work. I'm just saying that what he's utilizing just
he's
seems to.
questioning some of the stuff he does. It's like,
Yes, it's like
why use the soup commercial?
Yeah, it's like
I still don't get it. I still
yeah,
don't. I don't get it. It's like, can you help me with this? I can rip it. Oh man, that's so much better than what I can do. Oh, the voice doesn't want to cover it. Okay, let me put my voice on it. and I put my version on. Oh, that sounds so much better. And that's kind of what brought this conversation up on, okay. So you're using the models available to everyone and a different style of ripping the vocals from what I'm doing, and you're getting a completely different result from mine. So okay, let's test this.
Yeah, because I've listened to what it's publicly out there. It doesn't sound like Jim.
Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point. I've been getting messages. Hey, can you give me your voice model jump? Can you give me your voice model jump? Can you give me your voice model jump? Can you give me your voice model Pippa? Well, voice model Pippa's not mine. You go ask Sinji from Evangelion for that one. Which again, same vein. I'm sitting there questioning is like, if I just bite the bullet, get some clean clips of Pippa, and just train it myself, what is the differences that I'm going to have with a model I've trained myself to what I have?
See, that's the beautiful thing when it comes down to voice training, and that each model is slightly different. It's the same thing like AI art. Each take of that art is different. It's not ever going to be the argument comes back down to my original kind of mindset with the AI of having this love-hate relationship with it. It's never going to be the same. No matter what you do to try to make it the same or have two similar products, they're never going to be the same. There's always a slight variation, which is the way which is a beautiful thing I like about the AI, because that's the way how they were instructed to do, to make these things different.
Yeah.
But it's also frustrating when you want to have a comparative piece that looks exactly the same, and you kind of go, where can I see the difference?
Yeah. So that's an interesting video I want to do, and I'm still trying to think about how to do it and how to set it up, and I still need to send him stuff, and he still has to send me stuff, and it's gonna be a work in progress, but that's something to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
But his one that I liked is like, this fan art is bloody raining night level art, and they're talking about the artist that's been doing a couple of the fan arts that's been popping up. So I how do I say this without stepping all over someone's feelings?
It's fan art.
It's fan art. I'm not expecting the fucking Mona Lisa,
yeah, or a Picasso or Leonardo or whatever you want to go with.
And this is for anyone who wants to criticize, because at the end of the day, it's like, do I like the art? I mean,
look,
I can criticize the art.
I could go out of my way and I could critique the piece of work that was submitted, and I can kind of go, here's the better way to make it better. Here's what you can do to improve.
Yeah.
But again, it's fan art. I see this constantly. It's the same argument I have for anybody who's a fan artist or within that genre who has beef with AI. Well, it's because you have beef with AI because AI can do the job better than you can. And you can see it. You've got an issue.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like this. Could I critique the man who submitted the artwork? Yes, I could probably critique him. There's some things I like about it. There's some things I dislike. I can sit there and I can judge it all up and down. But I don't want to do that. I put out a request, and I had very simple rules for the request. For any fan or for any AI song submissions that I put out, the only criteria that I ask is to have Pippa in it and be within the theme of the song. That's all I ask. I don't ask for stunning, beautiful pieces of artwork. I don't ask for professional grade artwork. I don't ask for that. It's like,
how dare you not ask for that?
It's fan art. It's fan art.
I know.
And there's some songs I commissioned, and I'll list them out because of circumstances that happened with those. So the first one wasn't a submission. It was, again, a fan art piece that was done by somebody I know, Samaj. And he wanted to do it because of the joke and the meme. And I get it. And I was completely on board with it. And he penciled out the idea of what he wanted. And he had smug Pippa in a headdress in a canoe with Jim as a log cut down with corn and butter in the boat with Pocahontas and John Smith looking at her going, what the fuck? And the idea was cool. And it's like, please continue on with this. But at the same vein, Samaj is also an artist that does his work for commissions. So he used to do streams with a person named Smeckle on a show called Cunt Stream or Snatchcast, whichever one they want to call it by. And Smeckle, Samaj did the thumbnails for those streams. And actually, he did the thumbnails during the streams, and afterwards, the thumbnails got put on after the stream. And they had a deal. It was he got I don't know what the deal that they had, but I know they had.
Regardless of the factor, there was a deal. The deal was done.
And not only that, he does commission-based artwork for other people, for like avatars or just pieces of artwork, stuff like that. And he's sitting here and he came up with this grand idea, and it was just, he was listening and watching a stream, and hey, I had this idea, and he threw it. I didn't ask him. He just, hey, here you go. How's this? And it's like, yes, make this thing. But after it got done and he posted it, and I looked at this thing, and it's like, I cannot in good conscience not pay you for this, because I know you've done artwork for other people for commissions for thumbnails, and I know you've done it for avatars and stuff like that. I cannot in good conscience just take this and put it up here and just give you a name recognition. And it's like, how much you want for this? And he gave me a price, and I doubled it. So that's all. Like I said, I know him. I've known him for like 6 or 7 years. Got a long ass fucking. I've known him for a while. So he's somebody I know. And then the second piece was for Beauty and the Beast, and that was done by Maverick Vortec. And I know Maverick Vortec because I had him commission a avatar piece that I kind of used as the base model for my V2 model, and he did some really good work. And for artists, it's kind of getting hard out there in these time and ages and stuff like that. And he does mostly commission work. He doesn't do fan art work. He does commission work. And he didn't come up to me going, hey, I'll do this I'll do this commission for this piece of work you're doing for a prize. That's not how this came up. He came up to me and asked, because he didn't even know I was doing AI voice stuff. He had no idea about it. He asked me if he knew anyone that was wanting a commission piece done. And it's like, I don't know of anyone right now that's wanting commission work done, but I'll put your name out there to see if somebody wants to hit you up and stuff like that. And it's like, right now I'm doing fan art submissions for these things. And it's like, oh, cool. Well, all right. Sorry to bother you then, and stuff like that. But he's also helped me out a lot too. So I worked out a deal. And the deal was, because I knew Beauty and the Beast was going to be good. And I was looking at it being as good as A Whole New World. And it kind of was. So it's like, okay, give me something really good in this style with these characters. And I know you're looking for work, so I'll help you out. Just give me a price and we'll go from there. And he drew it out and I liked it. He gave me the price. Like, that's fair. And I paid him. Even on top of that, he rushed it for no charge. And usually he tacks on a charge for it. but because it was going to be put on to this and be showcased to a lot of people with his name out there, he cut that out and rushed it for me so I can get it out on a particular date. So those are the only 2 pieces of art that I commissioned on any of these AI voice covers. I want fan submission art because I want the fans of Pippa to be a part of this, because Pippa likes this stuff. Like with the Terror Time, it's Terror Time. I didn't get a chance to redirect any of the viewers for the premiere back to her stream because she's shut off raids again on her channel. I don't know why she's done it, but she shut them off to a lot. I think she's relegating it down just to the Face Connect girls, which is fine. It's fine. You don't need random people raiding your stream for whatever reason. That's kind of what happened with Camelot. I done it because it's a fan art submission. I know her fans are watching the stuff. So, I try to post it out like 10 minutes before a stream. And
yeah, but
grift. But then it puts their fans back into a stream.
Yeah, no, but let's be real, Sparky. Anybody that's part of the Camelot group, yeah, she's gonna pretty much turn herself completely off.
I know.
The 2 of them are not. The 2 of them are not really good close friends anymore, and she's happy to be far away from him.
Yeah, but so, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of stuff like that, or
I wouldn't put it past.
I don't know. I don't know, but that's what it was. So, and I don't want to sit there and keep pestering her about it. So I don't like tagging her and stuff like that. So I actually kind of stopped tagging her in the YouTube videos, and I even stopped tagging her on Twitter. And it's like, okay, I've got 1,300 some followers now. A lot of them are fans. Those people will shill it out and share it and distribute it. So, okay, time to see if I can just go out and pick this up without piggybacking off of someone. And lo and behold, I was not fucking expecting it. And Pippa, I guess, is regularly watching the channel and my channel, Twitter, and retweeted it and commented on it, and they've been going, holy shit, this is good. So it's like, I didn't even tag her. So that's something. But as far as this goes, like I know some of the fan art submissions may not look good or may be questionable, stuff like that. I'm taking what I can get, and I'm also opening up to the public. So whoever submits it, I'm not going to deny them. I'm not gonna say no, your art looks like shit, I'm not gonna put into the video. That's a completely fucking dick move to someone. That is a completely fucking dick move to someone, especially whenever you go out and ask fans, and a fan did this, and you tell a fan, "Well, you're not good enough." Sorry, I know I won't like it.
No, I'm not gonna question fan art to a degree. Yeah. Look, like I said before,
the only. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing I will do ever is critique, see that they can get them to improve, but overall, it's their body of work. It's just what it is. And if perchance somebody wants to get their shit up in front of the other person in question, bring in better material. But at the moment, I don't see anybody kind of jumping at this to bring their very best to the Pippathon that is. So,
and actually, that's another thing I kind of want to circle back around to this one on this. So, my only judgments I have to artwork being submitted in is the best one is going to be used as the thumbnail. That's the only judgment criteria I put into the order. Is like if there's multiple submissions to a art or into a cover. Like I've had a couple of them that I've had 2 submissions on. It's like the best artwork is going to be used as the thumbnail. The other piece will be in the song with that and different time frames, but the best one's going to be used as the thumbnail. But the same amount of credit is going to be given to both individuals. Both the names are going to be listed in the video, the tags in the description, and they're going to be tagged on Twitter too. So that's my only deal. And again, my response to people who don't like some of the fan art: do better, submit it in.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. If you
and again, it's not a dig at this person. I'm just stating for anyone who may have an issue, submit some more.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I said before, I can see a lot of issues with the body of work, but it is what is. But no, I think we should wrap this bad boy up.
I figure we do one more, and
one more.
All right.
Yeah,
and with that, Crazy Mike says he's back, and
yeah,
what it bothered me, I stuck at drawing.
He went to the
he's
store.
Back from the store.
I know he went to the store. I mean, maybe he picked up a friend or two.
Oh no, mate, he's back from the store. At least the milk's not spoiled.
that is true. I mean, he picked up his cigarettes, and the kids are okay if there's any kids involved.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and a lot of these is like coming back onto the whole new world one, and it's like, oh, you got Jim to laugh during the song and stuff like that. It wasn't a laugh; it was a hic. It was a hiccup in the audio in the AI. It sounds like he's laughing.
It sounds like
it walks. Yeah. It walks. But if you listen to it without the music, it's a full on. The AI fucked up doing the fucking.
Oh no, that's why we both kind of stopped to kind of go, wow, that sounds like he laughed. It's like, okay. But that is my ultimate goal, to see the AI to laugh naturally, which is kind of almost impossible. Almost impossible.
Yeah. But there's another one, but it's somewhere down deep down, like I said, a lot of fucking comments. But there was one that got brought up. I think I read it on stream already, but I want to bring it up and say again. Someone said that since I'm getting noticed by Pippa and some of the other members of Face Connect, and I'm noticed by Jim, and they're regularly chilling out the stuff and commenting on it and all that other good stuff. People really hope that Pippa comes up to me and asks for like an interview or a collab or anything like that. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Look, interview I could see happening. It's something light, easy. You have a degree of control over things. Whether you be funny or not, it's questionable. But realistically, a short one-on-one with her fans, doing whatever their fans do, that's not too bad. But a collab, that's a little challenging.
Yeah. It's not weeb guilt, Crazy Mike. It's the fact of, one, it wouldn't be a long conversation because the only thing that we're really got to talk about is AI. And, knowing Pippa, it's probably not going to be a long, drawn out discussion anyway. So it's going to be the shortest interview of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I'm not the only one that's doing this stuff. It's other people. Now, I'm not going to discredit anyone else doing the same thing I'm doing. I can think all I want that my stuff sounds better than other people. They may think that their stuff sounds better than mine. I'll leave it up for the individual that's watching, that's hitting the like button and subscribe button, if they like it or not. But I wouldn't feel right and just doing a run-on interview with this, because at the end of the day, it's just AI music. And she's also had a lot of issues with other people she's collaborated, and this is actually something that she's talked about on stream too, about being very careful about the people who she'll interview, talk to, or collaborate with.
Mhm.
And I already felt bad enough with the Beauty and the Beast thing and Kingdom Pole. I already felt bad enough with that whole fucking deal. Because it was the Beauty and the Beast AI cover, and Jim's incessant posting about Halloween decorations or whatever. that spurred that entire thing on, and then Keaton Pole using my fucking cover and using her as some sort of a fucking battering ram for fucking online drama to go at Jim and his wife. And I felt really fucking bad from that. Because at the same vein as I despise Camelot for the Camelot and Bricada for the bullshit that they put her and her company through because they want to be online trollish little dickheads and bully their way through. Can't do that, in your lawsuit case, Nick. Sorry.
Mhm.
But bully their way through and trying to get some sort of clout or garner some sort of new viewership or something from it. And it's like, I felt like I did that with that Beauty and the Beast cover. And I was not wanting to. That was like the last thing I fucking wanted. So I don't think an interview or a collab would be a good idea.
Well,
And not it would benefit me fucking loads and greatly.
it would, but
I'm
like I said
it's
before,
not that it's far.
the collab would be difficult. The interview would be easy. It's just like I said, the collab is you guys would have to agree on exactly what the actual terms are, what the actual situation is supposed to be. But when it comes down to a king of pole cop, as I like to call, he kind of copped out, and a lot more dirt was found about him about his relationship with his missus.
Yeah.
So not gonna put that out there for anybody, but if you really want to know, go over to Post. That's POA.st. Go over there, have fun. You'll get all the juicy tidbits over there. Or Kiwi
Crazy.
Farm if you can find it.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of shit on uniforms. And Crazy Mike says, you're not someone who does that. You don't like attention. And you're right. I don't like attention, but I'm out here putting myself out here in public for people on YouTube to say. So it would be kind of me being hypocritical to say I don't like the attention while also trying to get the attention of other people.
Yes. No.
It's like that's kind of a hypocritical stance.
I know it is. This is the reason of why I've got Sparky on this little piece of tangent. The AI stuff is just a stopping point for the most part. It's just a brief kind of get his batteries figured out and where he wants to take his next ideas. He has some other things that are in the background on the back burner, but that's those projects,
time, money, and stuff like that.
Yes. So this is keeping him somewhat entertained, and it took him out of his little lumps. He stumped when it came down to the loss of another channel that he spent a lot of time on and had multi years of back catalog that would have made his job a lot easier going forward that he had to burn. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of jumps. He's moved into something better for the most part, but it is him getting used to the idea of this is what happens when you have a degree of fame, and this is just a small amount.
Yeah,
could you imagine the larger attention that he could
get? Bro, I was hyperventilating a little bit after the fucking Metokur stream.
I know.
What are you talking about?
I'm
sitting there watching fucking the back end of YouTube. It's like, what in the fuck's going on? The channel is doing all sorts of fucking real shit's not done before. It's like, calm down. This is what happens when you get noticed. It's like, I don't know what to do.
Relax. Let it happen. That's exactly what I said. Just let it happen. And as well as what was the other thing I told you? Don't let it get to your head.
Yeah,
'Cause
don't let it
that's
get to my head.
first mistake of anybody in this industry. It gets to their head and it makes a monster out of them. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're a pretty decent handler, yay. But I'm just like I said, I'm quite pleased and ecstatic that you've managed to put yourself out there into a different genre, to be very successful in that genre. It also showcases that you do have the ability to succeed in other things, so as long as you put the effort into it. Uh,
yeah,
this is the reason why my end GNF was created for the reasons of what it is. Yes, it's a give no fuck type attitude for the most part, but it is more of a collaboration, a coalition of different artists, ideas, and personalities trying to make the very best out of their little situation. Some have grown better than others, but yeah, don't become an Ethan Ruff. Exactly. Don't.
yeah. Oh, fuck no. Or Nick Ricada, or there's a number of individuals I can.
There's quite a
name
few
off
out there
that one.
that become that way. But again, you have proven yourself to handle just a little bit of the fate. Now, it's just the larger portion that would be a little bit more concerning, because going from a couple of thousand to pretty close to 1 million, that's a huge progression. It's a huge
That's
leap.
a huge one, and I don't foresee it happening. But you know what? Stranger things have happened.
Correct.
Like
So
the channel getting over 1,000 subs.
yes, and again, congratulations. But like I said, you have the potentiality. Everybody has a potentiality. You just have to figure the gimmick and where you're willing to put that effort into it. And unlike the other gimmick that you had, which you've already pretty much stated, was pretty much
Dead.
doing watching of animation or anime in general, and then doing a little critique afterwards. You were pretty much in an already kind of
Weird
overabundant amount of
space.
it was a space that was oversaturated.
It was oversaturated. Nobody did the stuff that I did.
Correct.
And come to find out, little thought experiment for this whole deal too. A lot of people come to the deals just to see the show.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because
it's a great alternative.
That was a lot of comments. Almost all the comments I got from people. I can't see the show. I can't hear the show. You guys are talking over the show. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's our commentary of the show. So it wasn't gonna do anything. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it.
Yes.
And
but
it's done and over with.
Yeah, no, but it did give you a degree of success. I'm not going to say it was a complete failure. It gave you a degree of success. But even I knew what I actually kind of hitched you to the club, and I kind of looked at it and I'm going, this is not going to go anywhere. I could see the potential, I can see the limitations, but it's dead. It's
like there's limitations to the AI stuff, and
yeah,
again,
and whatever
it's going to end soon.
Yes, and which is something I've already stated prior. Unless there's a massive change in the system, you're looking about 8 months into it before you have to retool it. Yes, it's the gimmick kind of becomes stale and you have to come up with something to refresh it. And if you want to maintain in the business, you have to refresh yourself every couple of years or so. And it depends on how quickly. Yeah. It always depends on how quick, you go through that gimmick.
Yeah. And it kind of comes down to this. And I'm not picking on the T-Man. I'm not picking on him. But there's something he said in a stream the other day that kind of caught my attention, and it's like, if I can get the attention of Pippa to show my stuff out or something like that, or get the attention of someone, it'll make it all better and stuff like that. No. And I mean, to a point, he's right. And I'm not picking on him by any means.
No, I'm saying
looking at it like this. The first time Pippa tweeted my stuff out, I was slack-jawed. But now it comes down to, you know, she showed the stuff out on Twitter last night for the latest cover, and it's like, cool.
Yeah, but okay, let me put it into a business perspective, because entertainment business, that's where I kind of hitched my careers for the most part. All right. So in business, regardless of the product and how good the product is, it has a high potentiality of failing, no matter how much of celebrity power you put behind it, whether it's the minimal amount or to a maximum amount, it fails. It's all because of effort when it comes to product curation and a few other different things. So if he has a really good product, he needs to get word of mouth to inundate how good that product is.
Yes.
Because just because he has a celeb saying, yeah, buy this product, is not gonna boost his sales. He'll get a maybe a small uptick, but is it
It's a footnote.
is it substantial? Is it something that's gonna keep going for the long term? And unfortunately,
Yeah.
no. If
And
let's say these people buy this tea and they don't like this tea, coffee, whatever else that he has. They don't like the presentation, they don't like the quality. Then what? That sale that he had previously is now gone off the market. So he's got to be careful when it comes down to that. He's got to build his own brand, and he's gonna have to go out of his way to do a bit of marketing. And that could be challenging. That means
yeah.
you have to go to the actual
And
people on the street.
yeah, and he knows this, and he circled back to it.
Yeah.
And what I was saying, like I said, I wasn't trying to do it as like a dig
No.
or not to do it, because I've done the same thing. But it's like I've been, it's coming down to the point of, it's like I've been retweeted by Pippa a couple different times now on Twitter, and she's reacted to my stuff on her streams, and she talks about me, and the other Face Connect girls talk about me, and her fans talk about me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's, you know,
You look
again,
at your
you've helped
numbers.
out.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let's look at your numbers. Let's look at your numbers for
things
your
have slowed
main
down.
your main channel. No matter how many times these people have talked about you, and
It's
they
slowed down.
have hundreds of thousands of fans, you would think that they would have the same amount of turnover. No, you ended up getting a
It
small
doesn't.
percentage of that. You probably
Yeah,
got maybe not 0.1% jumping over from them to you.
yeah. At the end of the day, and the way I look at it now is they bumped me over the edge.
Yeah.
They bumped me over a hump that I was struggling with for the longest time. And now that I'm open over that hump, it's opened up new avenues and possibilities. Now it's up to me
To
to not
maintain it
fuck it
and
up.
to don't fuck it up, but it's up to you to maintain it as well as to push it along. You have
Yeah.
to now innovate. You can't. That's why I say after a while you're going to have to adjust and come up with a different gimmick.
Yeah.
So it is.
And that's why I'm coming up with, like I said, the collab with AI garbage about
Yeah.
the differences in AI, and not just doing AI covers, actually kind of going into the field of AI, kind of like what Shadowversity is doing. You know, he's doing the exact same thing. His main thing is ancient knight, King Arthur type S D&E game stuff. But he's venturing off into this AI world. Also, it's a new avenue, it's a new path. And I'm gonna have to do the same thing eventually. I'm still coming up with what I'm gonna do next after this, but I still feel like I got some time before that point.
You do.
But
You do.
also, it's like also at the same time, it's like it's like the hype is done. It's like, oh my god, I got tweeted out by Pippa. Oh my god, Jim's commented on my stuff.
Congrats.
To oh cool.
Yeah,
He's seen it again.
Yeah, you get to you get to feel what I feel when it comes down to working with the entertainment industry. Is like, because it is, when you first get into that business, it's kind of earth shattering to a point for your brain, because you are now hit with all these different famous faces, and you're now pretty much hobnobbing with these people. You're communicating with these people, and for a while, it takes a while. It takes a bit for you to have this a custom, like this is a day-to-day kind of thing. You get, it's a bit for some to get used to it. For somebody like myself, I've always treated it like it was a job. It's a day-to-day thing. I don't pay attention to huge personalities regardless of the situation, and that's just me. Not everybody's rigged the way I'm rigged. So, and I'm there to help the other person kind of go, slow down, breathe, and relax. This is just another person. This is part of our contract. This is what we need to do. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't fuck it up. Otherwise, you won't be here tomorrow. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
And-
It's the same thing I'm doing with you. It's like, keep your eye on the prize. Don't fuck it up. You're doing good.
Yeah. So with that, like you said, we need to end this.
Yes. Yes. Almost 4
And,
hours into this.
Yeah. And
Thank
I've
you,
got
ladies
the
and gents.
perfect diversion for this
Nice.
that
nice.
just popped up.
Congrats.
It is the great AI debate on Sitch and Adams talking about Shadowversity and SSFena.
Oh, I wish
So-
you the best of luck.
I've already got the thing set up to redirect, so whenever the stream ends, all my glorious 2 viewers
Yeah,
will be
we
going to
whittled down.
440. It's whatever, but it's
Yes.
part of marketing. Hey,
Yes.
whatever. It's called the grift. So
Yes, it is.
thank you for watching. Go over and watch them. I'm gonna listen to this while I do some other things on the back end. Probably talk to Rogue a little bit more about this. But like Rogue
will
likes
have
to say,
eventually-
last words.
Last words. Rogue is going to have to eat eventually because Rogue needs his face filled. But if you haven't already, head over to the AI Metokur. Another piece of Metokurism has been put up. I have plans for other things, and if you have anything or demands from said Rogue to make a script based off of a certain idea, please let me know over there at that AI, or hit me up in wherever I'm found, mostly on Twitter, at JebRogueStar13. But as usual, I am the Canadian Rogue. I am the demon of the internet, the hosties with the mosties for some. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yep. Take care, everyone.